We are live, I believe. Welcome to the build-up show. I was going to say talk a good game. It's not talk a good game, is it? We don't know if it's going to be a good game. Might be a very bad game. Look, we're about to find out in an hour and 5 minutes. What we will find out in just 5 minutes' time is what team David Moyes has selected for this relegation clash. It's easy for me to say. Look, I can see you in the chat. I'm going to ignore you for the next 5 minutes because I know a lot of you, you're in the know, aren't you? You know all the secret squirrel stuff. I like to read the team au naturel. If not naked, obviously, but I like to read the team as it was meant to be delivered to me. So I probably won't be surprised. I can see your chat. I'm actually purposely, I'm basically doing that to you at the moment. What have we got lined up for the show today? Well, actually 3 minutes until the team is lined up. We've got a lovely juicy bet for you. I say juicy bet. We're going to make it up as we go along. We're going to try and win somebody in the live chat an awful amount. There's no such thing as an awful amount of money. A lovely amount of money. We're going to deal with some of your comments. We're going to have a little look at the team, obviously, read out the team lineup as well. And I thought one thing we would do today is, I don't know if I'm not making this up, by the way. I promise you I am not making this up. Now, I want you to save them for later. Okay. Today is International One-Liners. It might be National One-Liners Day. Whatever it is, I think it's International One-Liners Day. So just to lift our spirits before we get depressed later on, in the next part of the show, I think what we'll do, the latter part of the show, I want to read, not hear, that would be impressive. I want to read your best one-liners. Do not type them out now because they will disappear off the chat and I will not be able to see them. What sort of one-liners am I talking about? Well, I'll give you one now. The other day, I met a girl off Tinder with a lazy eye. I really liked her, but she was seeing someone else on the side. Boom. There's a one-liner. We need a little bit more of that today, a little bit later on. But before we deal with that, we're going to deal with the West Ham stuff. And before we deal with the West Ham stuff and get to the West Ham team, let me just say this now, because this video is sponsored by BetMate. Now, BetMate is a fantasy football app, but with a twist. It's not an 11-a-side game. It's basically like a little mini game whereby it will look at the fixtures that you're dealing with any given time. So last week it was Wolves against West Ham. This week it's all the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Now, you can win money. There's not a lot of people in each prize pot, so you stand a really good chance of winning money. It's so easy, even Charlie's won some money at it this season. But the best thing about BetMate is they're giving you a free tenner, but only if you're a Hammers chatterer, if you know what I mean. When you sign up to BetMate, and the link is in the description below, you've got to put in the code HC10. Then you get a free tenner to bet with. Hey? Who can complain? Now, listen, later on when Charlie comes and takes over, because Charlie will be doing the watch-along, Charlie will be taking over from me in about half an hour. He's currently just ordering a Greg's. When Charlie takes over for his section of the show, then he will give you some more information about BetMate, and he'll tell you his team. We don't know his team yet. I might have gone in under the radar because I've actually picked Danny Ings when he was an Aston Villa player. So because you only had two players per team, I might have 3 West Ham players. I'll leave that up to you as to whether you think that is a good or a bad thing. Maybe no West Ham players will be better. We got the starting lineup. Okay. Oh my goodness. So the screen hasn't frozen. West Ham United starting lineup. Oh, actually, I say but there's hold on. There's and there's like that. Okay, so we got Lucas Fabianski in goal. We have. I'm guessing it's 4 at the back. This could. Oh no, it can't be 4 at the back. It's got to be 3 at the back. It's 3 at the back. Soufal must be wing back. Then we got Zuma, Ogbonna, and a Gerd. I wasn't expecting him to do that. So it looks like a back 3. So would this be the first time that we've seen a Gerd and Zuma together? We've got Emerson left wing back. Then we got Declan Rice and Lucas Paqueta. Then Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio. So I think the big news that you can take from that is that David Moyes is playing, is partnering. I'd say partnering because I was expecting a defensive partnership. They are still partners, but Ogbona's the gooseberry. All right. So we got Zuma, Ogbonna, and a Gerd. The other news, I think, is that he's dropped Thomas Souček. That is quite big news, isn't it? For those of you that don't know, Thomas Souček in the last game, he played an hour in the Wolves game. Played an hour, was subbed off, made 8 passes and no tackles, which is pretty poor stuff, isn't it? Really, I don't know why I'm whispering. It's common knowledge, and I doubt he's tuning in at the moment. Anyway, so I think that's quite big news. The news that the main talking point, is that Antonio starts ahead of Danny Ings. I guess you can understand it. Well, do you know what? I can understand it. Do I agree with it when I've done it? Probably not. Skamaka's injured. I know lots of people ask, where's Skamaka? Where's Skamaka? I'm still not looking at your comments, but I'm still reading the same. Skamaka's injured. About a month, possibly, he's out for. I do sort of understand it from David Moyes' point of view with regard to Danny Ings. He's had half a training session, really, and most of that was just for the cameras, really, wasn't it? Anyway, so there you go. Just it's running along the bottom of the screen. The team, that's Fabianski, Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna, Gerd, Emerson, Rice, Paqueta, Bowen, Benrahma, and Michail Antonio. Lots and lots and lots to talk about in that one. I can see I've started to read a couple of your comments. I'll get stuck into them really, really soon. I know some people are asking, what Areola's got to do to start. I don't know. It's hard to find that there will be any circumstances. Anyway, do you know what? I guess now is just all about getting the 3 points. I just want to, for the purposes of this video, I just want to put aside the whole thing about us losing, so as David Moyes loses his job and that sort of thing. I just want to put it to one side and park that for this point. I've spent the last couple of weeks speaking about it. I haven't really speaking about it since November. So let's just park that for now and look at it. But there's one thing I do believe here. David Moyes has changed the team and he is picking a team that he thinks will win the game. And I think this is his version of going out fighting. That's a big step for David Moyes to put Benrahma in the team, actually. Weird one yesterday. I don't know if you watched any of the videos over the last sort of 48 hours. I did a video this morning and I was referring to David Moyes' comments about Benrahma. Really weird comments he made, actually. He said Benrahma's West Ham's best attacking player this season. I thought, why? Why are you... Okay, fine. But if you believe that, why'd you keep benching him? It's crazy. But anyway, so I think this is a big stretch for David Moyes to put Benrahma into the team. I think it's a big game for Antonio here, and not just because Danny Ings has come in. Not just because of that at all, but I think just because of the noise he's been making, because he's been, he's not looked a threat. And I can see someone in the chat there saying, when are people going to realise that basically the strikers aren't getting service? People do realise. People know it. I don't think you're telling anybody anything there they don't know. And I think that people are aware that that's the problem. That the strikers are isolated, whether it's Skamaka, whether it's Antonio, anybody else. We don't get service in there. People know we're not a good attacking team. People know we lack creativity. I understand your frustration, but I don't think that's something that West Ham fans don't know. What I do believe, though, taking all that into account, I still don't believe that Antonio has looked a threat. I don't think he's looked like he was in the past. So this is really important. An important time for Antonio. I think a really important game, massively important game for West Ham. Let's have a right anyway. So that's a lot of waffle. Let's talk about Charlie. We've got a bench there, please, my friend. Well, there you go. Thank you very much. While he's munching his vegan sausage roll. Areola, Johnson, Cresswell, Kehrer, Fornals, Lanzini, Downs, Souček, Ings. That's the West Ham bench, by the way. I think it's quite a big thing for him to drop Fornals as well. But again, Fornals, when we talk about this lack of creativity, Fornals has not been particularly creative. He's a wonderfully industrious footballer, just doesn't stop working, but it's not particularly creative. So once again, we'll go through it again. We've got Areola, Johnson, Cresswell, which is, I guess, is a big thing as well, him dropping Cresswell. But, basically, he's picked Ogbonna ahead of Cresswell, hasn't he? I've got Kera there. And we got Lanzini, we got Downs, we got Fornals, and of course, we've got Ings and Souček there as well. It's a relatively strong bench. It does show, actually. It does really highlight. We don't have many wingers, do we? I think it highlights that. But you know what? We're nitpicking. It wasn't that long ago that we were with a bench full of people who weren't even going to get on the pitch, and like 3 goalkeepers and something like that. So it doesn't actually matter anymore. It does not matter anymore. We just got to win this game. Charlie, if you could put down your vegan sausage roll for a second, please, my friend. By the way, you may well have noticed I'm on my own. Well, not strictly on my, pay attention, will you? There you go. Not strictly on my own. He's actually slowly turning back the other way, isn't he? There's no Gio today, basically. No Gio. I'm very, very sorry to report. I'm having to man the fort. Gio is up in Grimsby at the moment. It's the prelims for the Eurovision Song Contest. He loves that. He absolutely loves that. That's it. I thought he would tell you the Premier League's his favourite competition. It's not. It's the Eurovision Song Contest. So he's gone up there for the prelims in Grimsby. 2 birds with 1 stone for Gio, because he gets the opportunity to hopefully meet Graham Norton, who is a massive fan of Graham Norton. Big fan. So, we'll hear from Gio, I'm sure, tomorrow. No, Mick, he is not. He's not. Yes, there you go. Sorry, Mick suggested it's not jam. He's not at the jam making convention. That was before, a few games ago. Went to the semi-finals of the Women's Institute Jam Making Guild. He was one of the judges. Semi-finals. He never actually made it to the finals. Were never held. It all kicked off. Somebody tried to submit some marmalade in a jam category. It all got very, very messy. There we go. Anyway, Charlie, if you could put down your jam scone at the moment, whatever you're munching, can we have the Everton team? Oh, he's quick, isn't he? Pickford, Coleman, Mina, Cody, Tarkowski, Michaelenko, Anana, Iwobi, Garner, Gray, Calvert-Lewin. Oh, fast. It's El pace again, isn't it? Michaelenko. That's what happens. Like if you got a mate called Mike, and you just, like your mates, you just be, old Michaelenko's popping around for a few beers tonight. That's quite a fast team, it has to be said, but they are struggling. Fair play to old Yerry Mina. Let's call him Jerry Mina. Jerry Mina, he got out in the street and started, wasn't fighting the Everton fans. As you know, Goodison Park is a wonderful stadium. Shame it's going, really. But I like Goodison Park. I like Sellers Park, and they remind me of Upton Park because the streets just around the stadium. I like it, really. It's a shame it's going, but it's really penned in, and the Everton fans are unhappy. They're like us, basically. Sorry. Yes, exactly that, my friend. Exactly that. And anyway, the Everton fans are unhappy, and Yerry Mina got out of his car, and he basically faced the fans. He stopped his car, got out, was chatting to the fans, and saying, I understand why you're disappointed, and which I thought was really good of him. To be fair, they had jacked his car up on bricks and stolen his wheels, but I still think it was very, very good of him to get out and speak to the fans. I hope there's no Everton fans watching this. Oh dear. 880 people watching. What's the chances no Everton fans? Probably going to be a couple. No offence. It was just a joke. Anyway, if you are watching this and you're not an Everton fan, then please do stick a like on the video. How'd you do that? There's a little thumbs up thing. Press that. That'd be nice. And there's a subscribe thing. Press that if you want. If you're feeling really, really good, you can press the bell as well. So basically, press everything on your phone. Actually, no, I didn't say it. Don't. That's bad advice. Okay. Charlie, if you finished your steak slice, can we please have the Everton bench, please, my friend? Oh, he's good, isn't he? Begovic, Holgate, Vinagre, Viagra, Sims, Price, McNeil, Davis, Gordon, Mopai. Mopai. Who cares? We don't care. No, he's absolutely right. There we go. Yes. Look, we know some of them. Begovic, well, he used to be a good goalkeeper, didn't he? Holgate. I don't know who Viagra is. If I'm honest, Sims, Price, couldn't tell you. McNeil, know who he is. Davis, yes. Gordon, good player. As is McNeil. I know he's not been great this season. Mopai, well, you know what? Even if he just scores against us, that's what he normally does, doesn't he? Anyway. That's the Everton team and the Everton bench. We've had the West Ham team and the West Ham bench. It absolutely is. And without further ado, what we're going to do, Woody, is we're actually going to make ourselves a little bet. So let me open up my little betting app, which I'm not. Do you know what? They're not sponsoring, so I'm not going to tell you what betting app it is. They want to pay us some money. I'll say the name of the betting company, right? Up until that point. It's a secret. It's a secret. I'll let you guess. Okay. Here's how the bet's going to work, by the way. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to make a little bet. It's going to be a scoreline. We're going to name, you're going to help me with a lot of this stuff. We're going to name some goal scorers. We'll probably pick somebody that's going to get booked. We'll try and really bump up the odds. You don't have to put anything down. I've got the stake covered. Literally, I am honestly, I'm like the peppercorn sauce in this. I got the stake covered, right? And then what we're going to do is once we've compiled the bet, we'll place the bet. I'll work out how much. Sorry, I just couple. You're a funny bunch. We will work out exactly what the bet's going to pay out. And then what we'll do is to qualify for that bet. There will be something which could be called a phrase that pays. The phrase that pays. And I'll tell you what the phrase that pays is. Then you have to type that into the chat. And should, in the unlikely occurrence that the bet comes in, we'll do like a little raffle and we'll pick a name or two out of the virtual hat. And hopefully somebody wins some money. It don't work. It works less frequently when I do it. But I've got to be honest with you. I like to dangle. I like to dangle the juicy carrot. I like to dangle the carrot. I think that people can win some big money. So let's have a scoreline. I've got to be honest with you. 0-0 draw is not going to. It's just not going to be a juicy bet. All right, 1-0. What I need is an unrealistic scoreline. And then don't worry about the cards yet. The cards is the last bit I do because it's further down on the screen. You're a funny bunch, you lot. Honestly, you really are. So, oh my goodness, we've got a 3-0 to Everton. I can't do that. I just can't. Oh, Mr. Ibas, 2-2. Okay, that's tempting. Let me just see if there's anything else. Michael says unrealistic, a West Ham win. Sure. Oh, my words. Do you know what? I'm actually tempted by that, right? Because there's not much worse. There's not much worse than David Moyes, but if there is, it's probably Frank Lampard. Or as we're going to see today. So I think what we're going to do is, what we'll do here is we're going to go with 3-0 to West Ham, which starts us off really, really well. I want 2 of our goal scorers, but think about it. No one that's going to get subbed off really early, okay? And unfortunately, Ian, we can't use Fornals because he's not even on the pitch at the moment. We got a Marco Buga's goal. Oh my word. Okay, Bowen. We're going to put Bowen in there because he's happy. I say he's happy. Danny is pregnant. Not granddad. No, not granddad Danny Dyer. He's Mrs. Danny Dyer. So, where are we? Oh, my dad doesn't bump it up too much. This is stingy. Absolutely stingy here, actually. Boys and girls, we may have to name all 3 goal scorers for this. Okay, so we're going to do Oh, I'm actually going to go with these here. I'm going to go with Zuma. Let's go with Zuma. I've seen Zuma there. And then we'll deal with one more. This will probably be the first player that I see. I think I even is Zuma. Now, I often get this bit wrong, so excuse me. Okay, Jared Bowen to score any time in a match. Kurt Zuma to score any time in a match. Oh, Zuma, Paqueta, Bowen. Are we going to do Paqueta? Okay, I've seen 2 people have said, 3 people have said Paqueta. It's going to have to be Paqueta. Right, where is he? You don't know this. I'm just looking here. Have they even put him on the list? Where is... They've got Jamal Baptiste on here before they've even typed in the name Lucas Paqueta. Honestly. Oh, there he is. Did you know that? That's why I couldn't find him. De Lima? Is that's an animal, isn't it? Or was it a llama? Anyway, De Lima. Actually, he isn't he the... Oh, no, that's the Dalai Lama. Don't worry. Forget it. Don't worry about it. Forget it. It's not important. Just my brain sort of not working. Right. Okay. We're going to need a card here. If you really want to bump this up, you can have a player to be sent off. Now, I would suggest if West Ham are going to win, then it'll have to be an Everton player that gets sent off. Red card. Okay. That'll really bump the figures up. Do Everton have a lunatic? Obviously in the nicest possible way, just someone that's isn't Mina. He's a bit, Mina red card. Yeah, Keith, I'm hearing you there, mate. I am. Do you remember? It's a long time ago. It's not much to base a bet on, but you may remember when England played Colombia ages ago. It was a really dirty game, and he was disgusting. He was filthy. I've never seen such a skullduggerous, treacherous hive of villainy. I think that's what Obi-Wan Kenobi says when he goes to Tatooine, to Mos Eisley and Tatooine. Anyway, doesn't matter. Where is he? Jerry Mina. Where's Jerry? There you go. There's Jerry. Right, I'm on the wrong section. Player card. Where's Jerry? Jerry. Booked, sent on. Booked it. Joe, I'm going to go with booked. It's the same as sent off. So we're going to go with Jerry Mina. Right. Add to bet slip. It looks okay. Wow. This is right then. Okay. I'm going to place the bet now. And that is done. Let's see how much of the bet I have mucked up here. So we're going to go, just excuse me here. We'll go to my bets. Right, here are the bets for today. It's West Ham. The score will be 3-0 to West Ham. Bowen will score. Kurt Zuma will score. And De Lima Lucas Paqueta will score. Jerry Mina, I know it's Jerry, we call him Jerry, will be booked as well. I am going to do, I was thinking someone wins £1,000. Someone wins £1,000. 2 people win 500 quid. There you go. I think that's nice. Moyes' trousers to fall down. Can we see that Everton team coming along again? I've forgotten that geezer's name. Oh no, I've got a better one. Here we go, because they've got someone called Price, haven't they? Okay. What we'll do is that here's the phrase that pays. Pricey Ricey. You're gonna have to work out how to spell it yourself. I haven't got a clue. Pricey Ricey is going to be the phrase that pays for this. Oh, that's Daddy Ings. Oh, by the way, it's we've got a new name for Danny Ings, which Pricey Ricey. There you go. The new name for Danny Ings was a mistake by me, and basically he's called Annie Dings, and she's a lovely lady, lovely old girl, Annie. To be fair, she's probably not much older than Danny Ings, but Annie Dings, she's a corker. Anyway, so Pricey Ricey, why is everybody typing Pricey Ricey into the chat? You may ask yourself. Well, the reason being they're typing it in there because they want to be entered in with a chance of winning 500 quid. And the reason is because we placed a bet. If that bet comes in, you probably just heard, I'm not going to repeat the bet again, but if West Ham win 3-0 and loads of other stuff happens, the planets all align, God's grace and a fair wind, then what will happen is that basically 2 of you will win 500 quid, but you have to have typed the phrase that pays Pricey Ricey into the chat. Whoa, excuse me. It's a lot of talking. That's a lot of talking, Connor, right? It's a lot of talking. Okay. Pricey Ricey, there we go. Now, what I want to do now, we've gone through that bit. We've gone through that bit. What I want to do is I want to find out how you've had a laugh. We've had a bit of silliness. I still do want your one-liners in a bit. Keep them to yourself. For those of you who don't know, it's International One-Liners Day. Okay. All right. International One-Liners Day, which means in a bit, after I've got your score lines and I've got your opinions on the game, then I need some one-liners. I desperately want some one-liners. I said one earlier. Let's have another one. Let's have another one. What did I say? What did I say earlier? What did I say earlier? Greek mythology has always been tricky to me. It's always been my Achilles elbow. There you go. There's a one-liner. I want your one-liners in the chat. Not just yet. Give me your score lines first and tell me how you're feeling about this team. Because I've got to be honest with you, we're having a little laugh now. I'm worried about this game. This is a huge game for both Everton and West Ham. This is, I've got a feeling we'd do it. If I'm honest, I do think we're going to do it. I think we can win this game. I think we will win this game. If Everton get an early goal, then hold on. Sorry, I've got to look at this. I wouldn't normally do this. Woody has said he's just texted me. Has he just texted me because it's rude? Woody, I don't have a. You've actually done a traditional text message, Woody. Why have you not done WhatsApp? Okay, I don't know. He says Woody's just texted me. Can you see it? I'm sorry, the camera's not great at focusing. It's not. I do apologize. There you go. Have you see it there? That's Annie Dings. Annie Ding. Oh, bless her. Bless Annie Dings. Hey, you don't get a lot. 15 million quid, do you? Anyway, there we go. So what are we? Okay. Right. Let's have that. Right. Take Pricey Ricey goes from there. 0-0 would be the worst result possible. Quite possibly. We've got Stephen Russell says a 1-0. Do you know what? I woke up feeling ridiculously confident, as I said on Twitter earlier. Really fast. I thought that was going to be one of the one-liners. I read that, Dean. I thought, hey, it's a one-liners coming. What else have we got here? Oh, I like that. I used to own a comedian who couldn't change colour. He had a reptile dysfunction. That's great. Do you know what? If I was in comedy, I'd use that, but I've got no intention of being a stand-up chameleon. Don't worry. Anyway, so what we got. You can't pick two. You can't pick two score lines. As Ralph's one-liner, he may well have won. We got no prize. He may well have won. If I haven't actually got a prize here. Rob, I've not forgotten about your prize. Rob, I've got a prize for you, by the way. I just haven't sent it off to you yet. Rob, look at that. It's not glass, not real glass. Anyway, pay attention. Conor McGregor, ladies and gentlemen. Conor McGregor. He still doesn't know that Declan doesn't play for Ireland, so not very happy about it. Very nice, Doug. Very nice. What else we got here? Oh, I like that. We got football one-liners. Did you hear Spurs players are banned from owning dogs? Apparently they can't hold a lead. Did anyone see the what's the other one? Oh God, what was it? It was the other day. It was sorry, I shouldn't be doing this. Anyway, I've gone blank. It was something like this autocorrect is bugging the hello out of me. Not bad, is it? Yes, we've done this. I can't click. I can't click on it. Very nice, Leonardo. Very nice. I'm not sure I should be pulling up the rude ones, but there you go. It's. I don't. I'm so sorry. I thought it was a one-liner. I was trying not to. That's a bit controversial because it's actually. Anyway, there is whatever. We're not talking about that sort of thing. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good. That is a good one. We like that. There's too good. There's too many. Absolutely. You're very, very right there. Right. No, Leonardo, it's not your fault. It's my fault for clicking on it, by the way. Hey, I tell you what, I do worry what Woody is going to be sending me on the text message now. Yes. I told a little story earlier on the Patreon breakfast, which I won't share with you now because we don't have that much time. But I got, you ever been on those situations where you where you get yourself into a bit of a pickle and then you just sort of keep digging and then basically it all goes too far and you're in too deep and you can't back out. You probably don't know what I'm. Actually, that just all sounds wrong at the end of it. Let's get back to Pricey Ricey. Anyway, look, let's get back. I'm sorry, it was me that asked for all that nonsense. I'm gonna have to go back retrospectively to cheer myself up. I think at the end of the game, if we're not delighted, then I may well have to go back and I may well have to read some of these wonderful one-liners. I'm not reading that out, Mr. Collingwood, by the way, but I do thank you so much. So let's just before I hand over to Charlie will be along soon-ish. I don't know, he's probably halfway through his Greg's at the moment. So there's some good ones here. I can't keep picking up, but I'll tell you what, at least we've had a laugh before the game. So I'm going to just read you through the team again. In Everton lineup is Pickford, Coleman, Mina, Cody Tarkowski, Michaelenko, Mike, my old mate Mike, Elenko, Majkovic, you know, it's not Majkovic, Anana, who's probably going to prove that we should have signed him, Iwobi, Garnagay, Gray, and Calvert-Lewin. The West Ham lineup, there's interesting things. There's Fabianski, Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna, Agurd. Looks like a back three. Zuma and Agurd finally paired together. Ogbonna's the gooseberry in between them. We've got Emerson left wing back. We've got Rice and Paqueta. Soucek's been dropped, by the way. Jared Bowen, Saiben Rama, Mikel Antonio up top. No Annie Dings. No Annie Dings making her debut today. Well, not a full debut. So hopefully he's going to bring Danny off. He's gonna pull him off the. It's just that's no better, is it? He's gonna substitute him. He's gonna substitute Mikel Antonio, and he will introduce Annie Dings into the field of play, which is easy for me to say. I shouldn't be laughing at this. It's like I don't know. Anyway, I do like it. I think it's very, very good. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining with the spirit of it. If you're wondering why we're doing this, it's International One-Liners Day, and we do like a good one-liner. So I went into the shop the other day to buy a candle. The shopkeeper said, "Do you want it scented?" I said, "No, I want to take it with me now." There you go. Anyway. I think that's about it for us. Charlie, you're going to come and join us soon. Come and join us. I was going to say something else then. My mind is in the gutter at the moment. Just while we're waiting for Charlie, let's get in your final thoughts on the team. We're going to have to get serious again now. We have to move it away from these wonderful, wonderful one-liners. And, Justin, it's been a laugh, mate. Do you know what? I think we all need it. I don't know. Johnny, there you go. I think we all needed this bit of a laugh, really, didn't we? Because you're right. I was really nervous. I wasn't nervous. I had a busy morning, and my son played football this morning. Went to his match. I went. I don't know why I'm doing that. You can't hear me, but not good. 5-1 loss today. That was my son's team. It's not my West Ham prediction, by the way. So I had a busy morning, so I didn't really have time to get nervous. And then think the closer it's got to kick-off, and then, you have the radio on and you start listening to this other stuff. Anyone had a Liverpool result, by the way? You start to get nervous, and it has made me really, really nervous today. If they go a goal up, it's going. It's. Sorry, I'm just reading some of these jokes. It was 0-0, was it? Thank you, and Matt as well. Thanks, fellas. Had a goal I think, did Chelsea have a goal disallowed or something like that? Yeah, but anyway, I was very nervous going into it. So it's nice to have a laugh with all you lovely lot. Charlie's going to be with us soon, so I keep checking on Charlie. Dave, if you wonder why I look down there, that's where Charlie is. Well, not literally, he's actually in his house, but I've got a little screen there where Charlie will pop up upon it. I'll show you. Oh, he's not there. Oh, see, it says Charlie is here with audio only. Martin Duggan, I cannot read that one out. Anyway, there we go. I think we're going to do it today. I do, which is going to throw up a whole load of other questions, isn't it, really? Which is, if we win this game, what's that mean? I'd love to think that we win this game and David Moyes suddenly gets the team purring, that they're playing well, we start scoring goals. I do think even if we win this game, it might be just because we're beating a team that are as bad as us or worse than us or whatever the case may be, a comparable team, and actually nothing really changes. But I've got to say, I think dropping Thomas Souček would probably indicate that our passing has to be better, because Thomas Souček is not included in the team. And I don't mean that to be nasty. In his last game, he made 8 passes, 12 attempted, 8 successful passes, no tackles. It's awful. It's awful. Sorry, I'm not chuckling at Souček's bad passing. I'm chuckling at you funny lot, basically. This is, if you're asking, it's Conor McGregor. Zippy is, everyone keeps asking. Zippy is fine, okay? Zippy's absolutely fine. People keep reading. I've not murdered Zippy. Zippy is fine. Zippy will be back. I've only got one stand erected at the moment. I'll be putting another one up very, very soon. We'll get Zippy up there as well. Right. Come on, while we wait, hold on. I've got a message from Charlie. I'm not gonna read it out loud. Oh dear. There's been a problem with Greggs. Do you know? Let me tell you about Greggs. Obviously you can see I eat more donuts than I probably should, but Greggs, you used to walk into Greggs and you used to get served, right? Now you're like a second-class citizen if you go into Greggs, because last time I went into Greggs, like there was one counter for the people that were in the shop, and then there was 2 people serving like the Deliveroo people and all the rest of it. I'm waiting for ages, right? And then I get to the thing. I wanted an omelette roll. I know, sounds crap, right? But I like an omelette. And I thought I'd like an omelette roll. Turns out I didn't, because I didn't get one. And I went up there, and they're just all these Deliveroo people and Just Eat. They're all getting served and served and served. No, so eventually, a year later, I get to the front. Hold on, while I'm telling the story, you deserve that. As I get to the front, I said, "Can I have an omelette roll, please?" She said, "Sorry, we've got no egg." I said, "You do. It's in like the little bain-marie at the back." I said, "I can see the egg. I can see the egg there. Can I have an omelette roll, please?" She said, "No." So why? She said, "Well, that's already been for the Deliveroo." What? Anyway, second-class citizens, I tell you. Johnny Smith, there you go. Your name is up on screen. Thank you very, very much, young man. There we go. There is no Bungle. Fortunately, there is no. He wouldn't be able to fit in him. Bungle's a big dude, right? Bungle is you think, this is the size of Zippy, right? Where is he? That's the size of Zippy. You think how big Bungle is? Bungle's bloody huge, all right? Why does everyone say this? Conor McGregor looks like Gio. Similar hairstyle, huh? Similar hairstyle. He's a good boy. He's not gone to the Eurovision prelims in Grimsby to see Graham Norton like Gio. Well, I'll tell you what. You showing your age there, Squirrel Squad, but quite right too. Yes, That's just the truth and not a one-liner. Right, let's have your scores in while we are waiting. While we are waiting for Charlie boy. Hopefully he's going to come along soon because I need to go and get the game set up over there. I can tell you now, he is just about to join us. He's sorting out his blue backdrop. He is getting Danny DeVito ready. Before we talk to Charlie, I need to put my headphones in, actually. Just Matt says we are going to get...
Well, he can't hear.
That's it. A win today. And he's given us 2 Alan Wicker. That's 2 Nicker. It's £2 to you, Charlie.
Who lives in London here, me or you? I'm just saying.
Well, I used to. Not anymore.
Listen,
I'm posh.
We all used to, Gonzo, till we got highfalutin and decided that maybe the city's a bit good for it's a bit rough for me. I'm gonna go somewhere nicer. No, the real ones stick it out. Yeah,
I've gone soft.
Stick it out.
I've absolutely gone soft. I've even got a metal cup because I'm worried the glass might cut me. That's how soft I've gone.
What's the line? What is it from Mighty Boosh? You're about as edgy as a Satsuma. That thing, yeah.
I don't know. I've not. It was good though. That was old. Why are you watching a Mighty Boosh?
That's not that old. It was on when I was younger, teenagers.
Oh.
You know,
how old are you now, Charlie? You must be 26.
Let me put it to you this way: considering when we started working together, trust me, you don't want to know.
27.
Keep going.
You're 28.
Keep going.
You're 29.
I turned 29 last month.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
How long have we been doing this then?
About 8 years? Almost, wow. I think. Almost 8 years. Yeah. It's depressing, isn't it?
No.
The inexorable march of time. Bit depressing sometimes when you think about it a little bit, but it is what it is. We move.
Do you know? Someone left a comment. So yeah, I mean, to me, you don't look any older, right?
Thank you.
I do, and so the other day, maybe this thing, like you're on YouTube Studio, and you'll get the comments will come up in the order that someone's left them.
Yes.
Someone, and I can understand how they do it. They were probably searching for David Moyes videos, and they left a comment on a David Moyes video, which was 3, 4 years old, something like that. I mean, it was so old I was in the cupboard. All right.
Oof, that is a while ago.
And they've left a comment on there. Now, I'm guessing they've watched the whole video thinking I've just done it, right? Mm-hmm. Clearly, none of it's relevant. I mean, none of it is relevant. I've even looked, right, and I'm talking about Kiate in the team. Declan Rice playing at right centre-back. This is what I'm talking about, right? So Kiate's in the team and all the rest of it. However long ago it was. Anyway, so I looked... younger, let's put it that way. I was going to say fresh, but let's not stretch it. I was really laughing at the thought, and bless him, there's nothing rude. I mean, he literally answered the stuff that was within the video. So I actually watched a part of the video, watched myself talking years ago, and I was just sort of trying to listen to it, thinking what parts are relevant, and quite a lot actually. If you take the personnel out. So, when he play at 3, I think he favours 3 at the back and all the rest of it. But I did wonder what he was thinking when I was talking about Kiate and stuff like that.
Get him back. Get him back.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about useless midfielders who can't pass. You want to talk about Czech Kiate, my friend.
There you go. He'd be in there today.
He could do less than Souček in that he basically just ran around. That was all we had. That was all we had back then. You know what I mean? I remember very vividly having a conversation with you, and I want to say this was back at Everton Park. Might have been the first season in the LS, and I was talking to you about Enna Valencia. I can't remember where. Might have been on a show. Might have been on the boats. Don't remember, right? And I was talking to you about Enna Valencia, and I remember saying to you, I just don't understand why we keep buying players who are only really good at one thing and one thing only, and are crap at everything else. And you said to me, well, that's just how it goes at West Ham. We can't afford to buy players who are good at everything. So we have to get someone like Enna Valencia who can only kick the ball very hard or something like that. However many years later, you got Thomas Souček heading the ball in midfield and not much else. You got what? Jared Bowen cutting inside, not much else. You got it's just a lot of things that don't change, mate.
It's true. I do remember that. Yes, the multifaceted player is very expensive. The guy that,
Elusive.
we don't sign them. We can't sign them. And I guess when you get one, a bit like Declan, who can tackle and pass and stuff like that, then inevitably they're coveted by other clubs. I see what you're saying about my hair being grey and disappearing and all the rest of it.
My hair.
I see you.
This is the trick with putting in a camera and lights and stuff. My hair is. I have a lot of grey hair.
Ooh.
Now I've just got a lot of hair in general, so obviously I probably have more than the usual person anyway. But like honestly, you can't really see. You can sort of see some here. It's insane how many I have now. I was thinking about this the other day because I went and started going grey very early, and I'm not too fussed about it. Like whatever, life goes on. Like. It is what it is. But the other day I woke up and I had like 4 or 5 like directly in front of my face, and I was like, I can't be dealing with it. Not this early in the afternoon, given when I wake up. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, you're gonna be. I tell you, you are gonna be banging for work at Christmas time now.
I am gonna be quids in, my friend. I am gonna be in every shopping centre near you. I'll tell you that much.
You really are.
You name them. Westfield, Bayswater. I'll be there, mate. I'll be there. Yes. It's going to be a grand old time.
Yeah, mate. Just start up getting a garden centre and say, come and buy your ho-ho-hos. Actually, there's another line of work where you could say that. Maybe
remember, I still live in London, so
it's on the street corner, red light district. Come and get your ho-ho-hos.
It's open to me. I should bring this up. Ray has said that you called our show off the rails on the forum channel video. Was it yesterday? I have a bigger problem. You just got the name wrong. Now I don't mind.
I do. I said 2 hammers, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't mind. I thought it was fun.
I know. I said it at the time. Oh my goodness sake!
I was sitting there laughing when I was editing it. I was like, because initially I heard the off the rails comment. And I was like, that's quite funny. And then I was typing up 2 spanners, 1 hammer, drop it into the thing. And then as I'm clicking through to watch it again, and you say 2 hammers, I go, there's a bigger problem here. They're calling it off the rails, which categorically it is, by the way.
No, but as you know, I recorded that, right? And I knew I'd done it, hence the reason I just said it to you then. Yeah. I recorded that 4 minutes before we were going live with Dharmesh.
Yeah.
And you can't muck someone like that about, can you? So it was one take, and I was like, okay, I either get this off to Charlie and do it early, or do I risk upsetting Dharmesh Chef of Sky Sports? But no, we'll have to go with 2 hammers. There you go.
Speaking of not upsetting people, shall I let you know my BetMate team?
You have to.
Yes, let me put it up. It's the thing. I didn't go with Danny Ings because I had a feeling he wouldn't start.
That's Annie Dings.
Annie Dings. Apologies, Annie. Sorry, Annie. Annie Dings. I didn't go with Annie. Oh, it's asking me to log in. Oh, this is going to be an issue.
But the BetMate app is very easy to use. It's just Charlie.
It's my incompetency. The BetMate app is actually very easy to use.
So I see myself and Gio. We will screenshot our team when we do it and laugh at each other's team.
No, I do that as screenshot. I can go to our group chat. I sent a screenshot.
There
we go. There you go.
I love it. Oh, you can click on media. Oh, mate, all the technology. Honestly, it's all there.
I've clicked on it, and the first thing I've seen is that picture of Tom Down that Gio sent to us.
Yes, that is an excellent photograph, which is not. I was going to say you can't say there'll be a lot of people who do see it at the game today.
There will be a lot of people. If you see a man walking around in women's clothes and dress, you know who that is. It's Tom Down. I've got my team.
Did you say women's clothes and a dress?
Yeah, you can pull it off if you want.
So basically, the dress you don't classify as women's clothes. That's just normal attire. So women's clothes and a normal clobber that Charlie would wear.
Yeah. Dress. It's comfortable. In goal, which I regret now thinking about it, is Lukas Fabianski.
Yeah.
The 2 defenders are Seamus Coleman and Serge Aurier. I'm pretty confident with
3 p.m. kickoffs. He's taking the same for 3 p.m.
All 3 p.m. kickoffs. Yep. The 2 midfielders, James Ward-Prowse and Solly March. Again, I'm very confident with Brighton versus Leicester. James Ward-Prowse captained, because I'm like, let's be real, if they're going to score, it's going to be a James Ward-Prowse free kick. And then up front, Damari Gray and Brennan Johnson. Pace, Gonzo. Pure pace. A front line you would enjoy. That is speedy.
Juicy.
That is speedy. And then my bench is Sanchez of Brighton, Thomas of Leicester, Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa, and Saeed Benrahma.
To answer the question, yes, this is Charlie's Fantasy. It's Charlie's Fantasy team from an app that we use and an app that sponsor this video, which is BetMate. There you go. Now, basically, anybody watching this gets a free tenner to bet with and BetMate. We got a code, it's HC10 when you join. They're not going to force you to do anything else, or you don't have to buy any additional stuff. They're not going to download your bank account or anything like that. It's literally a free tenner, which you can bet with. Charlie's already won money at it this season by some fluke.
I bet really heavily against West Ham, and it worked out.
It is. It's a fancy. It's a little app, a little fancy football game within an app. Excellent app. The link's in the description below. If you download it now, you can get in. The game he's alluding to is you can't pick from any clubs in the league for this one. You have to pick from the 3 p.m. kickoff. So it will take 2 minutes to download. If you do it now. If you don't manage it in time, still download it because you can still use your tenner. And to be fair, you don't use all the tenner betting on it. You know, I think the last. I can't understand. I think the last one was £3 to enter. So it gives you numerous attempts at doing it, and there's not loads of people in each pot, you know. So
and it's not just the top person who gets money. There's like tiers of people who win money, which again is why I managed it. It's because I was in the lowest there. And there's like quite a few people, and so it's fun. And as someone, I should say, as someone who doesn't bet, which is me, it's the only betting app I actually understand. Can't log into it because I'm just an idiot, but that's my problem. It's the only betting app I actually understand how it works, you know, because you look at Brennan Johnson, you go, oh, he's quite fast, he's quite fun,
I do, always.
And then you lob him in,
You do. Right, talking about lobbing in, I've got I lob myself in front of the telly to get ready to watch the game. Charlie, I bid you whatever I bid you. Good tidings.
We'll go with you.
And enjoy the game. And I will catch up with you later today, no doubt. And I'm scrambling around saying, "Oi, can I have this edited or something like that?"
It's the way it goes.
Right, I'm going to leave. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for joining me and the build up. Stay with Charlie for the watch along. He's going to stick with you now through thick and thin, and all the pain and the glory which you're about to encounter within the next 2 hours. Cheers, Charlie. See you, mate.
Cheers, Gonzo. Glory, he says. Glory. I can't imagine it. Can never imagine it. Before we go fully into the watch along, hello everyone, hope you well. Thank you to Johnny Smith, Just Matt, the Oxby. I saw your donation come in. I know Gonzo was busy looking away, so I managed to click on it to make sure I thanked you alongside Danny Moore. Thank you very much for the £5 into the full-time fund. Went to the doctors and apparently they said I was colourblind. I was right. It was right out of purple. Banging one-liner. I was trying to think of one when I heard Gonzo talking about it. Also, Charlie Anthony, I also had to make sure I came back to this. You're not wrong. I can't. What would be the one-liner? I don't know. The one in my head always from when I was a kid. There were two. There was something my dad always used to say, which was "I told you 1,000 times, never exaggerate." Classic. And then also the one. Who was it? Stuart. I can't remember his name. Or was it something Stewart? Stand-up comedian, one-liners, not Tim Vine, although unreal bangers. Banag, that's bang out of order. The one I was walking through the park the other day when I wondered why a frisbee gets closer the bigger it gets. Then it hit me. That one. Probably butchered it slightly, but all bangers. Anyway, I hope you're all well. We've got 10 minutes until kickoff. Sorry I was slightly late. It was because I was trying to get Greg's delivered to the North Idaho residence. It's always very difficult. But while we're here, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? While you do that, I will bring up the team so we can go through them one last time, just in case you didn't see them before or like running on the screen or whatever. In goal is Lucas Fabianski. I said that like bullseye, didn't I? In one, Stu Francis. Yes, Dean. Now we're there. Thank you. Stuart Francis, thank you. Everyone who knows that I'm stupid and correct me. Into Lucas Fabianski. Sufal, Zuma, Ogbonna, and Aged in defence with Emerson at left wing back in a back five. Rice and Paqueta start as a dual sort of double pivot in midfield. We suspect, given the fact that the other three people are Benrahma, Bowen and Antonio, which feels like a front three. This feels like David Moyes has gone back to this formation, the system that he deeped before. The one where we first started getting success at West Ham under David Moyes. This was the formation he was playing, the three at the back, the double pivot, three up front. It feels very much like that. It's a mixed emotion, this film. We'll go through the subs very quickly. Areola, Johnson, Cresswell, Fornals, Lanzini, Downs, Danny Ings, Annie Dings, and Karen Souček. Like I said, this lineup has a bit of mixed emotion to me. You've got stuff that people would really have liked. For example, Ben Rama and Paqueta starting ahead of... Well, Ben Rama starting and Souček not starting, for example. You've got Zuma and Aged starting, which is exciting. And I suspect maybe on the right-hand side and the left-hand side of a back three. Although, we'll see. Last time David Moyes played Aged at centre-back. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But then again, there's other things. Antonio starting up front, for example. It's a mixed team, but I think largely positive personnel-wise. Tactics-wise, we'll have to see. We're obviously going to sit deep. We're obviously going to try and hit them on counter-attack. We don't really have the wing-backs for that kind of nonsense. They're just not good enough. Soufal's been playing well recently. Emerson is whatever. But we'll see how that ends up playing out. That is the West Ham lineup. And at least we have some actual good people on the bench to bring on, you know. Fornals can come on and do something. Lanzini can come on and do something. Danny Ings can come on and do something. And really, if it's getting near to the end of the game, you're a bit desperate, bring off Thomas Souček, start launching it towards him. There's options on the bench, which is rare for us. From an Everton perspective, actually, I'll keep that up while let's go through some numbers first. 7.7, 5, 1, 5, 4, 10, 7 out of 10. Gary Delaney, another one-liner. Very correct, Matt. Not the person I was thinking of, but another good one-liner. I don't know why that caught me. I don't know why it caught me so much. 6.3, 3. -1. Yes. 8, 5.53, -1, 5, 3. Very fluctuating the numbers today, and I suspected that much. It'll be 1-1 or 2-1, says Leonardo. Good to see you. We'll hold off score predictions for just a few more minutes, and then we'll get those final ones in. 3, you got to pay the troll. Thank you very much, Lewis. Let's go. No idea what's happening out of 10. Solid, Sean. Can't blame you. 7, 6.5. Wait, Fab, thank you very much. 1. Good to see Dan, a cautiously optimistic 69. Interesting. 5 at the back, not a fan. 5, this feels very 50-50. Bigger, better, stronger, says Mr. Pardew. Not that bad, says Ray. Like I say, there seems to be a lot of fluctuation in this, which I pretty much can feel, and I feel like in the Hammers Chat patron group chat that we have with lots of the top tier patrons, myself, Gio and Gonzo in there. I like to gauge their reaction to the lineups as well, and there was a lot of anger. Then sort of people start to go, maybe I see some positives from it. So I suspected there would be a bit of this. E20 zone. James, my absolute G. Time to win. Bowen scores. West Ham win. Let's go. My G. Full-time fun. Thank you very much. You did not have to do that. But you haven't already. Hang on. Let me go full screen for this because I need to point. If you haven't already. That's the wrong one. That's Danny. I didn't mean that at all. This is the button I meant to press. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to E20 Zone TV. James over there does a lot of work. Man's doing like live streams basically every day. He puts in the effort, and it's paying off. So if you haven't already, check out his videos. Lots of good people over there who do videos with him as well, thankfully. Including, if you miss him, Athers. Athers is on his channel quite frequently. So if you miss Athers, go check it out. But James, thank you very much. You did not have to do that at all, my friend. That's very, very kind of you. I'll put your name in the thing at the top in a second. Let's have a look at the Everton team, shall we? The Everton team is Pickford in goal. Coleman at right wing back with Mina, Cody and Tarkowski in a back three with Michaelenko at left wing back. We're going 3-for-3, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be an exciting defensive display. Onana, Iwobi and Garner in midfield with Gray and Calvert-Lewin up front there. Bench, Begovic, Holgate, McNeil, Gordon, Mope, Davis, Vinagre, Sims and Price. An interesting lineup. There's obviously some players to be aware of. Damari Gray is in good form, hence why I put him in. Calvert-Lewin really isn't. Iwobi has flattered to deceive since his early good start to the season. But their back three is interesting to me. Us matching that is interesting to me. We'll see how it ends up playing out. I would make the argument our bench is better than theirs. I mean, look, Vinagre is decent. Gordon's obviously decent, although not playing as well this season as he was last. Mopé's always dangerous. Davis on his good day is decent, but that comes few and far between. Estate McNeil again decent, but whatever. Personally, I would say our bench is a bit better. So if the game needs it, then maybe we'll be able to do a little bit of something. I don't know. But of course, today it is a 3 p.m. kickoff. It's Saturday, which means that for some reason, the laws are stupid and you're not allowed to watch the football that is happening, depending on how far away you live, where you live, on the same island you're on, which seems insane to me. I say it every single time. However, if you are looking for ways to do it, there are ways you can. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord, completely free. Hammers Chat West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome, lovely people over there, lovely to talk to, but more importantly, on the left hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links in which you should find what you're looking for. You've seen the two teams, we've spoken about it at length. You've heard conversations about Greg's, about the Eurovision Song Contest. You've heard conversations about just various other pieces of nonsense. And with less than 3 minutes to go till kickoff, I will ask you now for your final score predictions. I'd say yes, personally, but if it's not that deep, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? While you did that, I'll ask you all to like and subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stumble over my own words there. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. If you're new around here, we obviously do watch-alongs every single match day. The only channel to do a watch-along for every single match day last season without fail. A couple were a bit tight and close, but more importantly, we did them. And so far this season, we've only missed one. We've been going along well. So if you want to get involved, if you want to see future videos, if you want to get future links like that, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss out on future videos, because we do tons of stuff non-stop on this channel, on the forum channel as well with Gonzo. We literally work non-stop. We also have the Patreon where we go non-stop. We do a lot of stuff. And so while you're also down there, like the video. I'll be honest with you, we're almost at 300 already. We're at 285 right now on the likes. We could, in theory, hit 300 before kickoff. I know it's like a minute away, but we could do. It's a stretch, but we could do. There will, of course, the North Idaho TV network for myself today, given it's a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff and it's not on legally in the United Kingdom. I will be, of course, I am in my holiday home, mine and Daddy's holiday home in North Idaho. So I will be slightly behind you, probably. The timer up here will tell you exactly how far behind you I am, or in front of you. Who knows? Maybe we get vibey. Maybe I'll be ahead of you. However, however you choose to watch the game, whether you're sticking around, come back at halftime. We'll be discussing the game fully then. Whether it's whether you stick around with me, thank you very much for watching. We massively appreciate it. So, just trying to turn on the North Idaho TV network. While I do that, let's run through some of these score predictions. Let me do that over here. 2-0, 1-0, 1-0 to Everton. 4-0, 2-0, 1-0. A cheeky 78-0, 1-1, 0-0, 3-1. It's gonna happen. 1-0, 1-1, 1-0, 1-0, 0-0, 4-1, 12-0. Jesus Christ, Aiden, you're killing me. 1-1, 1-0 if you stay Jeremy Clarkson up front, otherwise 0-0. Listen, Camilla, I know he's your mate. I know he's your mate, but I don't know if that would help us. I don't know if that would help us personally. Listen, I know you're friends with him. Don't want to diss him, but I personally, I'm not sure that would help much. There is, of course, I am now seeing it, and I'm sort of behind. There is, of course, going to be a moment before to remember DG. So wherever you are, like, obviously, rough thing, thoughts going massively out to the friends and family. Never a fun thing to go through whatsoever. So thoughts go out there. I will continue running through these because I'm behind, but yeah, thoughts go out to DG, and glad to see everyone. Glad to see the stadium full and paying respects for our former owner, of course. Handbrake off 3-0, 3-1, 2-0, 14-0, 1-1, 1-1, 5-0, 1-0, 2-0, 9-0, 3-3, 4 players sent off, 2 managers sacked. Mark, it would be a wildness. 1-0, Annie Dings, 85 minutes. It could happen, ladies and gentlemen. It could happen. So I spam a lot with £5. Thank you very much for the full-time phone. I threw a boomerang a couple of years ago. I now live in constant fear. Another solid joke. And then thank you very much to Mad Hatter James as well. Very kind of you, Mad Hatter James. Everton fan here, but no hate towards West Ham. Let's have a good game. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. You did not have to do that at all. Very kind of you lobbing that into the full-time fund. I'm going to see if I can find out. I've got the TV network working, but I'm going to see if I can switch channels to one that's slightly more in time, if you know what I mean. Having said that, we seem to be all right with this one, so maybe I'll just stick with it for now. Maybe. No, I'll keep looking. But yeah, thank you very much, Mad Hatter James. It's very kind of you. Didn't need to do that at all. The teams are out. Alex Iwobi is going to get the game underway for Everton. Ladies and gentlemen, it's West Ham versus Everton at the London Stadium. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. Let's go. El Sakiko underway. Huge game for both managers. Massive game for both managers, if we're being honest. Interestingly, you have, while I type the names in, you have David Moyes, who, has sort of stuck by his sword. He's never wanted to change. He's stuck to his principles, and that has sort of been the thing that's got us into trouble somewhat. And you have Frank Lampard managing his old team, who hasn't really stuck to anything. He's changed it up fairly frequently in a way that's he's just changed up fairly frequently and has somehow played that into trouble. So two teams in sort of opposite situations, interestingly, and yet somehow both struggling down the bottom. Whoever loses today, you feel like. There we go. Whoever loses today, thank you very much, everyone who's donated to the full-time man. It's very, very kind. This is what I was about to say, Natello. And whoever loses today, you feel like we'll get the sack. That feels like it's going to happen, right? Gary, good to see you, by the way. 3-0 West Ham. Ings, Hattie Moyes sacked. Listen, there's a lot going on there, but I respect it. There's a lot there going on. I feel like whoever loses today, if one does, then they get sacked. I feel like, personally, a draw wouldn't be enough to save Frank Lampard's job. Having said that, I think a draw would be enough to save David Moyes' job for at least one more match. I don't know why I feel that way about both teams, but that's kind of where I'm at with this situation. That's kind of where I'm at. It'll be interesting to see, though, how it ends up playing out. If we go behind, for example, I might have to pause because the only one I can find is that's working properly is significantly further behind. I feel if we do go behind, will David Moyes step to them a bit? Will he step out of his cage a little bit, like the Killers once said? I don't know if he will. I mean, he's got the options on the bench to do that, but will he do that? I'm not convinced. Similarly, if Everton go ahead, how well could Frank Lampard set them up to stop us going forward? I don't know. We're looking fairly comfortable on the ball now. What I'll do is let me change this time to be in line with where the one I'm currently watching is at. Having said that, right as I said, it stops. Played down the line to Mikel Antonio, who obviously is instantaneously going wide. Trying to find his way into the box, lays it short to Lucas Paquetá, who tries to find his way through to side Benrahma. Can't quite get there. There's the front four, if you want to put it that way. Antonio creating space, hopefully, for Benrahma and Bowen to go into, and then Benrahma Bowen to go into, side Benrahma to take advantage. Or hopefully that works a little bit well. We'll see though. I mean, if you can't get a win against Everton at the moment, then I don't really know what you're doing, if we're being honest. I don't really know. Thank you very much, Dean, by the way. I appreciate that. Let me open up Twitter. Let me open up Twitter. That'd be very kind of you, Dean, my friend. Dean, of course, sending me what channel he is watching on the North Idaho TV network, as it were. Very important. Very important stuff. Dean's holiday home is just up the road for me. It's just up the road for me, so that's useful. Love that. Thank you, Dean. Massively appreciated. And there we go. We're in time. We're in time. So we'll see how it ends up working out. See, this is one of the other things. Can't wait for Sean Dyche's 4-4-2 Total Football. Oh, yes. No plays, just boots and just vibes. Part of me can't wait for that either. Can't wait. Gary, my G. Part of me can't wait for that either, right? But also part of me very much can wait for it. I don't know. This is an unpopular opinion, right? But I honestly think... I don't know. Maybe I'm not willing to say that. But I honestly think that maybe Rafa Benitez is the best option. I don't know. I need to think about it a bit more. In our back three setup, by the way, we were correct. Ogbonna is playing centre back with Zuma on the right and Agerd on the left, which is nice. That's sort of interesting. That's sort of what we want to see. In a back three, that would probably be ideal. You could maybe make an argument for... Oh, that's a long ball to Bowen. That's really nice. Takes it past one. Stumbles a bit and can't quite get on it. That was really nice. Long ball forward, I think, from Kurt Zuma. All of a sudden just found him. And almost worked out, but didn't quite happen. I feel like... so close as well. Just that little stumble. He controls it really nicely. He takes the ball onto the first player and then just stumbles a little bit under himself. Can't get out. Sort of can't get up. You know? Awkward. Moisey needs to get the bells in. Thankfully, we do have bells. I don't know how many. I know there's at least one in the fridge. Unless my girlfriend eats it during this time. Although, I don't think she would risk eating it during a match. That seems like dangerous play from her. You know what I mean? She knows they're important to the team. And I don't know if she would nab them from us. However, we do have those available. If we need them, we can bust them out. We can bust them out. Solid. Very solid. Oh, another good one, HDU. Yes. Yes. Bro, imagine that. Imagine that. Some solid one-liners. Keep the one-liners coming in. I'm very here for it. I'm very here for it. I don't know who Adam P is, but it's very harsh to his live chat. Everton win. Fair enough. Fair enough, fans. I hope your game goes well for you at least. Went to a seafood disco last week, but ended up pulling muscle. Yes. Yes. Everton's midfield three is quite nice, isn't it? With Onana, Garner, and Iwobi. Don't necessarily like them all personally. For example, Garner can get lost, but Onana, Iwobi, I like a lot. I think they're both very good players, and I think Garner is a good player, to be fair. And I think that balance is quite nice. And Iwobi, since moving to centre midfield, looks a lot better. Looks sort of more like his early Arsenal day form. Although, like I said, he's not been playing great recently. But, you know, this way it is. Don't worry about it. I promise, don't worry about it. But good to see you. I hope you're well, bro. That's a fair point. Maybe it's just the consumptions of bells in the atmosphere. Zuma with a nice tackle and plays it back to Agerd under a little bit of pressure. There was a moment there where he looked like he could go flying through. That's a good point. Maybe it is just something in the air when they get consumed. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not the stream consumption. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe we should start like like when you have like a social media campaign where everyone has to where they say everyone should applaud at like the 17th minute for someone or something like that. We should do that. Maybe, obviously not in the same vibe, but what if we started a social media campaign that said everyone should eat a baby bell on the 8th minute? Or maybe a little bit later when it'd be more useful, like the 58th minute or whatever. Maybe. If Moyes goes, do we get is there a different food? I don't know. There's lots of questions to be asked. 65th minute to honour subs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, listen, you've got to respect it, Michael. You've got to respect it. 2, fair play. I love it. I'm such a big fan. This is great. I'm just here for it. Spam a lot. Yes. Yes, HTU. All bangers. All bangers. 100% bangers. Holy Heart's another great one. Job on the line, formation magically changes. Ben Rama starts and Souček gets dropped. Her funny. I know, it's a bit weird like that. Although, I would argue this is a worse formation in terms of West Ham's results of late. Maybe not when he first came, but Damari Gray trying to take on Sufan. It was a nice idea to try and play into Calvert-Lewin. Another player who's got loads of talent, but not quite in form. Iwobi trying to get it in. Looked like a handball, and the referee does claim it there. I was going to say, it looked like a handball. But I would make the argument. I would make the argument that this is probably a worse formation. We're getting a slow-mo replay of Iwobi's... Yeah, hits the top of his arm. Fair play. I think I would have preferred to see him start with the 4-3-3 today, personally. But equally, I know if we started with the 4-3-3, Thomas Souček would be in that formation, and most people would be very unhappy about that. So I feel like it's, unless he's playing 4-3-3 with, say, Fornals and Paqueta, Bowen on the right, Ben Rama on the left, Danny Ings up front. I don't know if people would have been happy today, and even then, there's always something you could talk about. So I don't know. I think the formation, I'm not surprised. Pardon me. I'm not surprised he's gone for this. I would have been surprised if he went for the 4-2-3-1 with his job on the line. I wouldn't have been shocked with the 4-3-3. I probably would have been happier, but I'm not surprised he went for this. Everton passing it all the way back to defence right now. And passing it around at the back. Well, good pressure from side Ben Rama and Antonio. Bowen coming across to mark his other man as it goes back to Jordan Pickford. That's nicely done. Everton do have that long out ball, which they've gone for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And if he can nod it on to Damari Gray potentially, or Michael Linko's trying to get forward there. Thankfully, Ogbono's there to hook it away. However, they do have that out ball, but it was nice pressure, nice pushing. Just to put him in an awkward position, force it long. We would take that, but again, they do have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's a big bloke and can deal with those long balls. Stu from the Disabled team, good to see you, bro. I can see you in the chat. My hands are currently underneath the duvet because I'm cold, but Stu, good to see you, bro. Hope you're well. If you haven't subscribed to the Disabled team as well, do so. I get unnecessary shots fired at me from Titch on extra time, but apart from that, the best channel around. I'm telling you now. I don't know why this has caught me as well. I don't know. I'm still not very well as well, which is a bit of an issue, but still. Jared Bowen taking the ball forward down the right-hand side. Everton reluctant to tackle him. It was a bad pass by Bowen in the end. The idea to try and play Soufal in round the back, get it into a good crossing opportunity wasn't bad, but it was good interception from Lucas Paqueta. Plays it to Bowen. Bowen then just sort of runs into a dead end, but tracked by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He does well, but that pass at the end just doesn't quite work out. Just doesn't quite work out. I'll tell you what. We'd be at least top half in that. At least. One Everton player goes down, I think, under the challenge of Declan Rice. I think it might have been Paqueta or Emerson. No, nice ball to Bumber. Rama puts it in, but just behind Antonio. It was a nice idea, though. Rice controls the ball down, lays it short to Emerson. Big game for him today, to be fair. Tries to take it on past Seamus Coleman, who somehow, at the age of 412, is still playing Premier League football as captain for Everton. I'm sure he's been there since David Moyes was there. Am I wrong about that? I feel like that's right. Damari Gray, nice turn. Sprints directly at West Ham's defence. Lays it short to Michaelenko wide. Finds Garner tries to get it into Iwobi. Good tackle. Declan Rice, whose ball just gets flown forward. We'll take that. Paqueta challenge. I thought it was. I heard the words Paqueta, but I saw Declan Rice next to him, so I didn't know which was which. Thank you very much. Someone was saying this the other day to me about him potentially buying West Ham. Seeing as he's about to sell WWE, he's gonna have a lot of money. Although I suspect he's gonna sell them and still try and stay in charge. I don't know. We'll see. It's a whole situation. It's a whole situation. Onana lays it short to Gray. Back to. They're passing it around. They're back to defense. They're passing it around at the moment. Everton trying to dink it in around the back for Gay. Zuma does well. Onana finds Yeremina. Back to Iwobi. They're passing it around relatively calmly. Everton, not under too much amount of pressure. Again, we're a little bit, I'll be honest with you, we're a bit further forward than we usually are, but not by much. Everton are relatively near the halfway line right now, just passing it around, and we aren't on them. Although to be fair, actually, no, we are sort of on them. We forced them back there, although the press sort of gave up a little bit. They weren't in a great position. Thankfully, Everton are awful, and that pass is god awful, straight out to the side, and it's going to be a throw into West Ham in our half. We're engaging them slightly higher up than we usually would be. To be fair, usually we don't engage once you get to the middle third, anywhere near the halfway line. Oh, Jared Bowen again putting Mina under pressure, and they forced it all the way back there. Who's their number two? Cody Tarkowski, maybe? Could be Tarkowski, I'm looking at. Oh. My G. I hope you're well, bro. I hope you're having a grand old time, Deckers. I think he's itching to already. I can't lie. Where he plays that wide to Mikalenko, played in. Ooh. Good defending from Kurt Zouma. Former Everton player himself, of course. That's going to be a corner to Everton. It won't be working it out to Mikalenko, who puts it in. And tell you what, it's good work from Zouma. It probably would have been okay, but it would have been... But yeah. They've got a lot of big blokes to Everton. I've remembered Yerry Mina exists. You've got Connor Cody, who's obviously there as well. Tarkowski's not exactly bad in the air. You've got Onana, who's quite large. Don't know if he's good in the air. You've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who is. Yeah, Tarkowski is their number 2. Whipped in. Look for Tarkowski at the back post. But I tell you what. Emerson? No, it's Aguirre does well there. Just to get up, dominate that one, head it away. Everton. Oh, that's a nice little turn there. Nice little turn from Seamus Coleman. Finds Iwobi, tries to play it in. Flipping hell. There's lots of handball shouts there. The ball's played in. It's Ogbonna. The way the Everton players reacted suggested there might have been something in it, although the referee seems to be nonplussed. We'll see the replay here. Seamus Coleman lays it into Iwobi, who looked to try and find a 1-2 initially, but then, with a little bit of space allowed, just plays it in, and Ogbonna tries to head it down and away. I think referee allows play to go on. It was close. It felt like to me. I don't know. I didn't see the commentator suggested that it hit off his head onto the arm, or maybe off Aguirre's head onto his arm or something. It seemed to be pretty cut and dry that it hit him like here. I don't know. That potentially is a foul. Maybe if that foul is when you hit in the shoulder specifically. Is that handball? Does it have to be below the shoulder? I don't know. I think you have to be below the shoulder. All I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Close, but we've got away with that. Or we could just hold it and just say it was a crack. Yeah, cracking. He's done brilliantly there. You know, he's done beautifully there. Rice with a good interception. again, they're just not looking confident passing out from the back at all, their defenders. Tarkowski does really well up against Jared Bowen there, just stopping forward. They do not look confident at all, their centre-backs. If we can get on them, force these mistakes, we should be just gifting opportunities. Unfortunately, in the last game, as we saw, you can gift as many opportunities as you want. It's not very rarely going to go in. But as long as we can take advantage of one of these, then Lampard's in trouble. Typical British relegation match. Both teams 5-3-2. Nobody wants to make a mistake. Long balls over. Lovely. It's lovely stuff in it. A great advert for the Premier League. A great advert for the game. Long throw from Soufal. Hot stand on Ogbonna. Now a West Ham claim for handball, although that one seemed a lot less likely than ours. And then again, ends up playing it all the way back to Fabianski. I tell you what, it's just a lovely advert for the game, you know? It's weird seeing Danny Ings in West Ham stuff. We're seeing him warming up on the side. I find it very odd still. It doesn't feel real to me. It feels like something that would happen on FIFA when I'm managing a different team that isn't West Ham. And then you see the little news icon pop up and it's like Danny Ings for West Ham. It just feels wrong to me. It just feels wrong to me. Demarai Gray flying forward down the left-hand side for Everton. It's a good position. Could never find his way to crossing the ball. Had to do it with his weaker left foot. Looked really uncomfortable doing it. There was no space. He was absolutely crowded out by like 3 defenders. And it deflects off one of them for a corner. It's Paqueta, the one who gets the block in the end. I should say, as much like I understand people wanting to see. He's not young. I understand people wanting to see a drab affair. So truer words never spoken, my friend. I understand people who wanted to see whipped in towards the back post. Tarkowski can't get there. Bowen can't really get there. Everton come away with possession of the ball from their corner, but it's all the way on the halfway line. I probably would have stuck with what David Moyes has done today as well for the first half. I wouldn't have put Danny Ings straight in there. It just didn't feel big, long, searching ball over top from Tarkowski. Can't quite find Mikalenko. Because honestly, he's barely played with us. He's only trained like once, and then also on top of that, if we're being honest about it, he's barely played for Aston Villa this season. He's been coming on as a sub there as well. So I wouldn't have just lobbed him straight in either. As much as we need a goal getter, of which Antonio is not, I wouldn't have done that either. Or whipped in towards the box. Antonio can't swing. Ben Rama found a bit of space, whipped it in. Antonio got the control, but it wasn't solid enough. Oh, we'll take that. Although Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Paqueta just 2 people on him instantaneously. Now the ball comes wide out to Demarai Gray. He's got Kurt Zouma charging back and again. And the combo of them deal with it, although it was tight for a split second there. It was tight. Ball out to Mikel Antonio, who's wide on the right side. Mikel Antonio, rolling back the years. Wide on the right-hand side as if he was playing right wing-back for a second. Knocks it round Vinagre, I think. Not Vinagre, sorry. Who would it have been? Tarkowski, maybe, or Mikalenko, one of the two. He knocks it round him, sprints forward. He goes down under a challenge, and it's a throw for Everton. But my God, rolling back the years, Mickey. Rolling back the years. To be fair, the Red Robin, it's a front 2 for Everton today, so it's not necessarily Soufal that's up against him. Soufal's direct man is Mikalenko, although still not exactly the most played in, headed away from Ogbonna. Still not the most confident inducing stuff, but you know how it goes. Iwobi trying to play the ball in, deflects back out, collects the ball again, lays it short. They're on the right-hand side here, Everton, trying to find a way to cross the ball into the box or work it in. Lofted in towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Hooked away awfully by Aguirre. Jesus Christ. And then he can't get his head, neither can Calvert-Lewin. Thankfully, on the second bounce, he just plays it away. But that was far from comfortable defending there. Ball gets played in. I mean, Everton aren't really finding a lot of good crossing opportunities out wide. And we're sort of okay with them doing that. It's what we usually are. Ogbonna not looking okay. He looks almost winded. They are calling for the medical team to come on briefly. While they do that, Everton not getting a lot of huge amount of opportunities out wide. or in the box. It's just not really getting a lot of opportunities. I'm not sure what happened to Ogbonna, I'll be honest with you. And if they can't work their way into the box really well, and they're not really getting much joy out wide crossing. There, what happened is they laid it short backwards, and then it was an early cross into the box. It is what it is. I can't see. I can't. It's gonna be a low scoring game. It's gonna be a low scoring game, and I feel like it might be Everton's, but we'll see. We'll see. It's been a year, bro. Where does time go? Also, allow reminding me of that traumatic experience. Stressful day that was. Is this phone a year old? I guess it probably is that old, isn't it? Mad. Not gone down the toilet though, has it? Now, do I remember how to sign into certain things on it? No, but it's not gone down the toilet. Important. God, itchy nose. Ball played forward from Everton, or Bono controls it down. One of the things that I think would help Paqueta is potentially just getting another person, I think, in the team like that. I mean, when we often spoke about it a lot back at Upton Park in that season, when we had both Lanzini and Payet playing together, it just meant you couldn't double, triple up on Payet in the same way. And when Lanzini wasn't playing, but Payet was, he was less effective and less impactful throughout the game because you could afford to put 2 defenders on him, 3 defenders on him, just to stop him. And look, I'm not saying Paqueta is Payet. They're 2 very different players, 2 very different profiles, everything else, right? But there's been a couple of times on today where he's got possession of the ball, and Everton have just had 2 people on top of him, just pushing him, just pressing him a bit. And if we had potentially another player sort of near him, in the same way Lanzini and Payet were relatively near each other, could potentially take a little bit of time away from him and give him that a bit more time and space on the ball. We could see the better out of him. I'd hope Ben Rama would be that, but they aren't playing too close together. For a start, Declan Rice is on the left side of the midfield too, and Paqueta's on the right. Everton just passing it around quite aimlessly at the moment, trying to find a way forward. Have we had a shot on target? Let's have a look. It's a good question. My gut says no. Has either team? There's been one shot. It was Everton, and it was off target. So, make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. Again, they're passing it around at the back, and we are pressing them. People are starting to jeer and shout from the crowd, and it's not exactly the most exciting game, but we're certainly on top of them right now. Big long ball forward. Dominic Calvert-Lewin takes down Zuma. That's going to be a free kick. Thank you very much. We'll be taking that. People are booing and getting on their backs there, which I fully understand. But I think in that position, we were doing quite well. Pressing, but nothing's happening. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying much is happening, but you sort of just let them make their own mistakes, I think, to some extent. I don't know. I'm sort of okay with that. Especially when it's a team like Everton who don't seem comfortable passing out from the back at all. The big problem with Everton is the thing is with this Everton team is they have Calvert-Lewin and Damari Gray up front, right? Possession in the last 10 minutes. 14% for West Ham. 14% for West Ham. Jesus Christ. The thing is with Everton, and the people they've got specifically is they've got Calvert-Lewin and Gray up front, who, good interception from Declan Rice, who give you 2 different options for the long ball. You have someone like Gray who can get in around the back, big long ball over the top, let him run onto it, or just sort of put it into space for him like we do with Mikel Antonio, and put it into those channels, have him sprint onto it. That's really effective. And then you have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's obviously effective in the air. So you have 2 different ways in which you can play the ball long forward out of those sort of possessions where they're not very comfortable passing out from the back along the floor. But if they can just hoof it up the pitch, they've got 2 people who are capable of getting on top of it, So it's a bit... it's scary. It's scary. Have you ever thought about streaming audio on Spotify for the watch alongs? I have not. I have not. There's a lot of things I want to do to watch long. It's just finding the time to do it. But that's not a bad... something I should look into. Something I should look into. Just putting it in more places, you know? Although they will always be here on Hammers Chat YouTube channel. youtube.com/@Hammers Chat. Subscribe if you haven't already. What are the likes at, by the way? We were going to hit 300 before the game. What are we at? Oh, we're at 368. Let's go. Let's go. House money, ladies and gentlemen. House money. Antonio lays it short to Ben Rama, who hits it. Save from the shorthand goalkeeper himself, Jordan Pickford. Ben Rama picks up the ball just outside the area. Paqueta gets the interception. Nice layoff from Mikel Antonio. And Ben Rama's in a good position to make the most of that first time. Again, just no comfortability from Everton at all. One touch from Ben Rama. Second one hits it. It's a good shot. And it's a shot on target, as James has just said. It's a shot on target as well. Not bad. Not bad. Corner. I have been told as much. Whipped in. Oof, headed away from the corner. Oh, not headed away. Pickford has to punch it. Jesus Christ, that was terrifying from an Everton perspective. Laid short to side Ben Rama. He's got Declan Rice just to his left. Nice dink inwards towards Antonio. Turns, plays it in towards Ben Rama. Couldn't quite find him. Everton still under a lot of pressure. Just hook it away to Soufal, who had the time to maybe get the control. Bit of head tennis. Is going to lose us possession of the ball. Although Yerry Mina's forced to clear it awkwardly. And good tackle from Paqueta. And West Ham can come away with it again. Declan Rice with the ball. Plays it out wide again. I mean, they're really standing off him there. I mean, Declan Rice was on the ball. They were really standing off him. They shouldn't have given him anywhere near that amount of time. We would have been forced to pass backwards. Instead, they stand perfectly still. Oh, Antonio took a position, pulls it across. Can't quite find it. And it's Seamus Coleman who gets the control. Now looks for that long ball again into the channels for Damari Gray. Curtis Zuma does well to cut that one out. Should have pushed it there. Should have pushed it. Because if they pushed it, they would have had us in a very awkward position, but they didn't. And now Saipan Rama somehow managed to get around Yerry Mina. I'm not entirely sure how. He had to climb over him like it was Shadow of the Colossus. Played out wide to Emerson. Finds Declan Rice. People are shouting, shoot, don't shoot. Paqueta, you can shoot. Oof, deflects. Good defending there from Connor Cody. Paqueta back on the ball. He's got Soufal to his right, who he finds. Can't quite find the crossing opportunity. He lays it back to Paqueta. West Ham forced back to defenders, passing it around. No big crossfield passes, just dink, 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 dink in the links. Do we finally have a fully fit first team? Well, Skamaka's currently injured, and Curtis Zuma is currently limping, so maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Emerson out wide to Antonio, who's on the touchline. Emerson and Ben Rama linking up doesn't quite work out, and now Everton can come away with a ball. Though that again, that's an awful pass, bro. They cannot short pass for the life of them. They've got long ball and nothing else right now. Put it on them. Bowen picks up the ball, nicely done. Lay it out wide. Yeah. Soufal, cross it. No, not a good cross. Not a good cross. But pressure, keep pressing him, keep pressing him. Harry this team, man. They do not look comfortable passing. And then again, a bad cross across. Emerson does well, finds Ben Rama, lay it back out to Emerson. Nice. Ball across, looking for Antonio, can't quite find it. We're pushing him now, we're pushing him. Last 5 minutes, looking exciting, looking good. Ooh, nice. I respect it. I respect it. Love that. I am having a cup of tea. It's very cold at this point. Gerd does really well there. Gerd does really well there. I've just heard the mistake that whoever it was said the commentator was bad. Jen said it. I just heard that as well. There was some boos early doors. Mark, for when Everton were passing it around the back and we were already pressing them. This was about the time the stat on the screen popped up that said we'd only had, like, what was it, 13% possession in the last 10 minutes or something like that. But since then, we've gotten a lot more on it. We're stepping up to them a lot more. And the crowd were chanting and cheering along. So the situation hasn't turned toxic by any stretch of the imagination. Played out wide to Aged. Ben Rama managing to dribble through two people backwards, but still, we move. Nice 1-2 and nice work from Declan Rice there. I'm a bit concerned about Zuma. Oh, that's a nice ball forward to Jarrod Bowen in a good position. He's got Paqueta there. It's going to be a corner. We'll take that. I'm a bit concerned about Zuma. I will say that. He's probably going to come up for this corner, although he is limping like mad. Every time I can see him on the screen, he's just not comfortable moving. And I'm trying to look. Who's got the... let me have a look at the bench. Kera, I guess. You bring him on for... Maybe, I don't know. If you want to keep the back free. Laid short to Paqueta from the corner. Finds Sufal. I don't know what the heck he was thinking with that sort of pass. I really don't. I can't lie. Emerson on the ball. Whipped into the box. Oh, Bowen! Oh! Go! Is it offside? No. Well, he's celebrating. Jarrod Bowen, goal, 1-0. I don't know. It looks a little bit offside to me, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll take that. We'll be taking that. Until VAR says that, we will be taking that. I won't put the score up just in case, but until VAR rule it off, we will be taking that. He seemed to be in so much space, so far forward, that I can't imagine how that wasn't offside. We'll see. But Jarrod Bowen, who of course just announced his pregnancy, well, not his pregnancy, Danny's pregnancy this week, gets the goal. Oh, there's a touch. Initial ball in from Emerson, which is just lofted into the box. There's no offside there. It's nodded on, I think, from Zuma, who did get forward, injured, as we said. Seems to nod it down, and again, it's very tight. I'm not looking at the chat because I know there'll be spoilers at this point, because I know you guys will be ahead of me. And does it hit off Tarkowski last? I don't know if that would matter. It will go to VAR. It is currently being checked for a possible offside. That's really tight. That's incredibly tight. As Zuma headers it, Bowen is like... It's fractional either way. He's either fractionally onside or fractionally offside. Yes! Okay! Let's go! David Moyes' terrible army. 1-0. Jarrod Bowen with the goal. I tell you what, earlier on, right, Gio sent me a bet. Well, he sent me a Gonzo a bet in our group chat. Of 0-0 at half time. West Ham to win 1-0, Danny Ings to get the goal. And I was tempted. I looked at it and I went, oh, that's quite good. Thankfully, I didn't go for it because David Moyes' Claret Blue Army. Let's go. Hugh, if you're looking for a way to watch it, my friends, there were plenty of ways you can. Is all I'll say. Bowen gets the goal. Dean, the Chinese is confusing me. It was fractional either way. Like I said, I would not want to be the person making that decision. The way he gets in around the back and then just stabs it in. Oh, Ben Rama on the ball. Looking for a way in. Bro, you called it. And I'm not complaining. Madman. Or played in. Antonio headed back across goal. And thankfully, Yerry Mina decides to knee it into, I don't know. Madman, how are you, my friend? My absolute G. Well, tickle my toes and call me Therese, Mr. Tremendous Charlie. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day, my bro. I hope you're having a good day. "38 minutes. Declan Rice taking corners again because, I mean, if there's ever a damning indictment for playmakers, now we probably need a corner taker. Anyway, Pickford has the ball. I've not really looked properly at Everton's home goalkeeper kit, the orange one this year. The black Everton badge, it's interesting to me. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's certainly interesting me. Yeah, I know. Sucks. Missed, highly missed. To be fair, you are as well, but highly missed. We've had more shots. They've had one shot, by the way. I mean, given the lack of possession, we've had 5 shots. They've had 1. We've had 2 on target. The Bowen goal and then the Ben Rama shot. They've, of course, had none because they've only had 1 shot. We look significantly better than them. Like I said, it felt like, to be honest with you, if we couldn't beat this team, then Jesus Christ, David Moyes more than deserved to go away. And right now, we seem significantly better than them. Since the goals happened, our line of engagement has dropped off a bit. Part of that does feel like Antonio just running out of steam. Plodding around on the pitch. He looks very tired, bless. Ben Rama and Bowen still seem to be active, whereas he's moving around so slowly. But the line of engagement has dropped off. At this point, when they were passing it around, although we're going for it now, can just push him a bit. Doesn't quite work out. And then again, that long ball looking for Calvert-Lewin or Zuma. Zuma, who played that away relatively calmly. It wasn't accurately. It was straight to Onana. But he played it away calmly. It'd be interesting to see how he's moving. I came steaming out there. Jesus Christ, that was terrifying. Ghana on the ball. He has Yerry Mina to his right, who he finds. That dynamic winger. Again, Everton, they're not very good. I can't lie to you. They just really are not very good. Played in Ogbonna, hooks it away. And part of the problem is that, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much this is indicative of anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're beating them 1-0 and we look significantly better than them, even though we've had, no possession. Would I back this against any other team? Probably not. I mean, good tackle there from Aged. Nathan Agard, of course. I don't know if I would. But we're going to take it. I mean, you've got to take it one game at a time, and to some extent in a relegation battle. And a win's a win, especially against a relegation rival like this. So we'll take that. And we've still got Danny Ings to come. Let's go. That's a nice pass into the path of Iwobi. Playing it around at the moment. Everton again just trying to find a way to get in and around and just can't. That's nice 1-2. Mikalenko does a nice ball in, but Ogbonna comfortably heads it away. Oh, nice control from Onana, to be fair. Good little period here from Everton. Getting into much better positions than they were. Still not resulting in any shots, though. And Paqueta gets the interception, and now Jarrod Bowen can pounce. Jarrod Bowen flying forward. Mikel Antonio, that's a nice run down the channel. Maybe a bit... Oh, he skips around Tarkowski well. Antonio in a really good position. Could play it across. Bowen! I tell you what. First of all, 2-0. Jarrod Bowen gets the second. Second of all, fair play, Mikel Antonio. That was very good from him. It's bloody rare from Mikel Antonio. I see him do much, especially this season for a while. But I tell you what, fair play, Mikel Antonio. Jarrod Bowen's the one who gets the goal. It's 2. There's no doubts on offside on that one. Frank Lampard's gone, mate. There is 0 chance. Frank Lampard losing against us it's just done for him, innit? It's just done out here. Mikel Antonio makes a nice run down the wing. It looked like he'd run out of space, but Tarkowski, for some reason, dives in insanely, and he plays in basically the only ball he could. There was no other ball that could have resulted in anything from that. Plays across into the box. Does it deflect? I even think it takes a deflection of Tarkowski, who's made 2 awful decisions there. Well, the second one to get the block, to be fair, wasn't bad. It's just unlucky that it deflects up into the path of Bowen. But the first one was bad. Jared Bowen finishes it nicely. Bowen is indeed on fire. 2-0. I said this game had 0-0 written all over it. We've scored twice in the first half. That never happens for us. Glenn, my AG, how are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. My God, Frank Lampard surely cannot survive this game. I tell you what, look, again, and I don't want to say this, look, don't take this as a tacit approval or anything else, but I think you've got to, to some extent, you've got to give David Moyes the due, do you know what I mean? No, not many of us were super happy with the lineup. We have to admit that. I wasn't thrilled about it. Like I said, I would have preferred 4-3-3. I think most people were a bit frazzled by it, but it's worked perfectly. I mean, part of that is Everton are god-awful. Played in towards the box. It's deflects out. It's going to be a corner for Everton from the right-hand side. But yeah, I mean, fair play. Everton, Frank Lampard getting fired after a loss to West Ham. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? Does anyone know what's going on? I mean, seeing a lot of the words of Southampton and paused and stuff like that. Does anyone know what's going on there? We did a thing! Yes, Aaron! We've done 2 things already today. Jesus Christ, what a time to be alive. Played in around the back, looking for an on. I can't quite find it. Mikalenko tries to nod it back towards goal. Oh, Roby! Oh my God, it's just hit the post. Jesus Christ. Apparently it deflected. It's going to be a corner kick, but my God. My God. The ball get played in. I tell you what, a couple of times there was just opportunities to... Can't quite get the header away. And yeah, it deflects off his feet. It deflects off Rice's foot, the shot. It hits off the post. Flipping hell. 45th minute. Gray to take it. Southampton, there's a drone flying around the stadium. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough, James, man like Bowen told you. Thank you very much. Again, James, it's very kind of you. You don't need to be lobbing that kind of dollar around, sir. But it's much appreciated. Thank you very much. And also £2 from GP. Missed the first half as Moyes turned it around. I would say Frank Lampard hasn't turned it around. Is maybe the way I word it. Quarter comes to nothing. But, you know, we're winning 2-0. Can't squat it. Oh, Jesus Christ. There was about 18 different times. That was terrifying. I apologize. I realized I just turned into... I turned into just someone making no sense whatsoever there. Mikalenko whips the ball into the box. Fabianski came out to try and punch it. Can't quite get there. Second time it looks like it's going to land in his hands, but he's sort of fighting with Kurt Zuma almost for the ball. Can't get there. Thankfully, it's going to be we're going to come away with it quite calmly with Fabianski's hands on the ball now. But bloody hell, for a moment there, that was terrifying. Thank you very much, GP. Thank you very much, James. Both very, very kind of you. Frostfire, I'm not well, but we're winning, so I'll take that. Good to see you, by the way. Also, GP, to answer your question, look, I wouldn't say he's turned it around. I think we have been the better team. I think we've been comfortably the better team in this first half. But I would say that a lot of that is down to them being so god-awful. I wouldn't necessarily say that we've been comfortably great or Moyes has turned it around or it's some sort of masterclass or anything like that. But I would say that they have been god-awful, you know? Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. That should work. It does. You'll have to see it. There we go. Oh, where is it? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. CP, let's go. Gotta love it. You were saying we were going to win yesterday on extra time on the disabled team, to be fair. You were calling it, bro. Whipped in from the corner, punched away from Fabianski. This time, Antonio's going to collect the ball. I look to sprint forward. There's maybe a ball option. There's a couple of options ahead of him. And the one he's... Okay, Mikel Antonio. Well, there you go. There's the halftime whistle. The halftime score here at the London Stadium is West Ham United 2, Everton 0. I'll be honest. I wouldn't have expected it. I would not have expected it. I'm in shock. I'm a little bit in shock. I feel like this was a game before the match that was destined for 0-0. It had 0-0 screaming all over it. Two terrible teams who can't make anything work. If you would have asked me to put money on it, which I don't because I don't bet, but if you would ask me I would have said 0-0. And if you'd pushed me really hard to go for a score, I would have said 1-0 Everton. And yet, a Jared Bowen double. A Jared Bowen double. I mean, again, I cannot stress just how bad Everton have been. And they really have been. I mean, you're talking about bad team. Everton have been god awful in this game. I don't know how many shots they've had in the end. It can't have been many. They've had 2 shots in the game overall. None of them on target. We've had 6, even though they've had 60% possession. They can't pass. They can't really do anything. They can't create. Defending, they're clearly not great at, although whatever, not awful, but Everton are in big trouble, and it seems to me that a loss to West Ham will be the end of Frank Lampard's managerial career in the Premiership. However, it seems that Moresby staying because it's 2-0. I think the setup, although about as unadventurous as possible, and it was not adventurous by any stretch of the imagination. Lots of deep lying defending, lots of just counter attacking. That's about it from us. At one point, there was that 10-minute period where we had like 13% possession of the ball or whatever it was. As much as none of that's fun to watch, and I didn't particularly want to see any of it, I'll be honest with you, it's probably the right thing to do today. It seems to have worked. Before the goal, we were engaging them higher up the pitch. Since then, we've maybe stepped off a little bit. And 2 goals from Jared Bowen, who does really well. It's worked. I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not thinking this is the greatest performance. I'm not sure how much this performance can carry over. If we were playing like this against any other team, I think we would still have issues. However, today it has worked, and when you're in a relegation battle, you sort of just have to take games one at a time. You can't be thinking ahead. You can't be thinking 2 games, 3 games, 4 games ahead. You have to just take them as they come, especially when they are a relegation rival like this, and these are the most important games possible. And 2-0 at half-time against an Everton team who frankly look like they can't pass, let alone score. I'm happy with that. I will take that. We're going to finish 5th. We're going to finish 5th indeed, my friend. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me at halftime. I hope you're well. Let's get your comments in the chat. How you feel the game is going. While you're all here, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We were the only channel last season who did a watch along for every single game without fail. There are a couple tight calls in there, but we managed to get a watch along at least out for each of them. And make sure to like the video. We're absolutely flying on likes today. We're already over 400 at half time, so we could be on for a 500 game quite comfortably here. Very much so. Great half from us. Things are looking up. Touch wood. Yeah, well, my desk is wood. You can't see, but I'm giving my wood a rub. I said that very loudly, and I realised that my neighbours can hear. What are you going to do? Yes. While you're that, like I said, like the video and subscribe because we have plenty of stuff coming up. It's, of course, the January transfer window. We might get some other signings. Who knows? I doubt it, but we might do. Who knows? We'll be covering those as well as anything that happens in the managerial front. And for everything else, we make videos all of the time. But yeah, let's see what you lot are saying because I have spoken enough. Zuma looks like he's still injured. He's done a job, though. Can't complain. Yeah, I think defensively he's been good, but I am very concerned. I mean, he seemed to pick up a knock in the He seemed to pick up a knock at some point during that game. I don't remember when, and he was carrying it the entire half. It felt like. It would not surprise me if he did not come out in the second half, because there was certainly something. There was just something up. He wasn't moving comfortably in any way, shape, or form. So it would not shock me at all if he did not come out again in that second half, if there was a substitution. Which isn't good. Because we've just got him back. Souček's on the bench, John. He's just not playing today. Not playing today. Soufal was great defensively. I think Soufal's having a good game, to be fair. I think he's looking a bit better now, Martin, than he has been in recent weeks. I think he's stepping up a little bit. Hopefully, we're starting to get a little bit of that old Soufal back. I'm not confident about that, but last couple of games have certainly been a positive, and have maybe made me feel like if we are going to get a full back during this window, it has to be a left back as opposed to a right back. Although maybe that is what it is. Don't get too excited. It's a poor Everton side. Still Moyes out. Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is, right? They are very, very, very poor, though. We can't dispute that otherwise. Suraf, perhaps the trigger to get Bowen back confidence. If he clicks, we all know what will happen. That's a great point, actually. That's an excellent point, because obviously Bowen has been the shadow of his former self this season, has never quite managed to hit the heights that he did last year by any stretch of imagination. In fact, most of the season he's flat to deceive, and I think he's been quite poor. So a result like today, a game like today where he scored 2, I think you're 100% correct. Let's hope that can put them in good stead, because honestly, that would be a massive thing for us. Getting Jarrod Bowen back, firing, and just confident. Because 2 goals, just putting him in that confident space where he can step up and take shots when he needs to. He does make right decisions. He does move a bit faster. Those little things that come with confidence that not always have been present this year. Hopefully that's it. Because 2 goals today, both where he's been in the right place at the right time really nicely. So, we need to bang a few more in to help our goal difference. I mean, in a game like today, take the opportunity while you can, right? Take your opportunity while you can. I'm trying to avoid doing the noise that I talk about a lot. I don't know why we all do that, but we just all do that. And I'm trying desperately to avoid it while I go through the comments. Yeah, I'm starting to believe he doesn't exist. I think he's just a goalkeeper from FIFA. I don't think he exists anymore. I don't believe you. If you told me, I just don't believe you. Let's go. This game has been incredibly conflicted. Yeah, look. Yes. I mean, but again, I think it's not... My stance on the entire issue has not changed. My stance on the entire issue hasn't changed from today, but we've done the job when we've needed to do the job so far. We still have 45 minutes to go where everything can change, but it is what it is. Does this keep Moyes in a job? It does for now, Lewis. To be honest with you, it doesn't really change much, I think. It's just one of those things where if you have 3 games to go and you have to get 1 win, we've got to win. He has another 3 games. If we lost the next 3 games, he'd still probably get fired. I don't think this changes a lot. Like I said, I tweeted about this earlier. I tweeted about this a couple of days ago, right? Having Everton be the last chance for David Moyes is kind of insane. This Everton team is in complete shambles. The club is in complete shambles. They aren't even close to anything resembling good right now. Their fans were chasing their players' cars down the street to let them know how bad they are. That's how bad this Everton team has been this season. Having this game be the game that is the decider on whether David Moyes can survive or not, at home to probably the worst team in the league, what does it prove? Okay, that you're the second worst team in the league? It doesn't really prove anything. And so I don't think it really changes anything. It keeps his job for another game. If he lost today, he would have gone. I think if he drew today, he might have stayed. But it keeps him in a job for another game. But does it make him safe? No, far from it. I think it just moves that slightly further down the line, which is not great if we're being honest. It's not great at all. Solid. So Spamalot's still on the train and I respect it wholeheartedly. I want to buy some camera parts from Confanity. Yes. Feels like we should take control of the game more instead of sitting back. It's the sort of game we should be able to do that in Wayne, but what I would say is we clearly don't need to. I mean, yes, it's the sort of game where that opportunity is there for the taking, although having said that, it might play a little bit more into Everton's hands. Although I'll be honest with you, their passing play, their possession play is so god-awful that honestly, if we stepped on them a bit more, we probably would have we'd find some joy. But it's not exactly a game where we need to. I think as much as I haven't enjoyed the way we've set up, and as much as it's not ideal for me, in reality, it's gone well. It's gone well for us. So, it is what it is. So to come for Ben Rama now to hold on to the lead. Yeah, you're not wrong, M. Collingwood. It will happen probably sooner rather than later, if we're being honest. I wish so. I never ask Gonzo to do it because I feel guilty and I know he forgets and I don't want to. He has to come all the way out into the garden and stuff like that. Gio will just do it without asking because he's still in the house. But you know what I mean. I feel so no pee time for me today. No pee time for me. Thankfully, I've limited the drinks. I've thought ahead with that. Let's have a gander. Just having a quick scroll. Feels good. We don't need it to bring in Stave there. I mean, that was good. Yeah. I mean, there'll be a lot of pressure. Now, Ings can come into a team who are doing quite well, who are sort of playing decently, have a nice opportunity to get forward. This is a much nicer experience to be introduced into, a positive vibe, a positive attitude, than one where it was going awfully. To be fair, I think that's I agree with that. Frustrating seeing Paqueta pointing out progressive passes and being ignored. Happy I can relax at least until Everton get one back though. Yeah, you're not wrong. If they get one back, it's going to be a bit squeaky bum time. He's playing all right today. We'll see how it goes. But he's playing all right. It's not an ideal situation. Obviously, when there's Saturday 3 p.m, it's just about finding the best one. David, good to see you. David, check your Patreon messages, my friend. I was trying to sort it out last week, as you know, but the Matt Jarvis thing came up, so we had to do the Matt Jarvis one. I would love you to come on next week. I was going to organise it for this week, but next week, or if you're around tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, David, check your Patreon messages. That's about 2 Spanners, 1 Hammer, the Patreon exclusive podcast made just for you. If you lot want to come and appear on that with myself and the lovely Ray, then you're more than welcome to. As we get near to the end, the second half, let me lob in your full-time score predictions, everyone. If you're only here for half-time, thank you very much for joining me. I massively appreciate it. We, of course, do West Ham watch-alongs every single match day on this channel without fail. We're the only channel to do every single one last year. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. While you're down there as well, like the video as well. It's currently almost 900 of you in here, so make sure to hit that like button. And I'll be honest with you, if we all hit that like button now, we'll fly past the 500 mark before the second half. And I was thinking when we hit 400 at half time, we might be able to hit 500 by the end of the game. We could hit it now. If we all went hog wild, we could hit it now. But yeah, thank you very much. Let's get those full-time score predictions before the second half kicks off. And if you are bopping away to watch the second half somehow, then enjoy the match. If you're not sticking around, stick around though. I will be live and will need you for the entire second half. I feel like it could be a dull affair potentially. Now we're 2-0 up. We're probably not going to press it too much. I don't think Everton are going to be able to meet potentially that kind of situation. Stick around, have chats. We'll talk together in the chat. And also importantly, make sure to come back at full time because Gonzo will be live right after full time with what feels like at this point, without wishing to get ahead of myself, could be a celebratory situation. But let's have a look at some of these full-time score predictions. 3-1. I don't care if we go on to win 4-5-0. Moyes still has to go. Says Steve. 4-0, 2-2, 2-0. Sticking with my 3-0 from last night. I replied, mate, check yours. Thank you, David. I had checked recently, but clearly not recently enough. Thank you very much. I will go and check them straight after this. Thank you. I appreciate it. 3-1, 2-1. 4-1. Lots of confidence now. You love to see it. We didn't look good in the first. We did not. We did not, and I'm still not convinced we looked incredible, True Cockney. But we've done what needs to be done. But I agree with you there. 4-1. Benny and Ings get the next two. 5-0. 2-0 full time of Moyes defending second half. 3-1. You know it's a big situation. You know it's a bold situation and a situation where the other team are not going very well. When people in the chat are predicting us to score 3, 4, 5 goals, it's bad. 3-1. To Dan, 3-0-1 to Danny. Love that. We'll take that. 3-0. Danny is getting a goal. 3-1, 3-1. Lots of 3-1 shouts. Lots of 3-1 shouts. You gotta respect it. Did I just see? Have we flown past the 500? Has that happened, bro? We have flown past the 500. We were at 526. It's incredible watching that happen. It's incredible. Everton are gonna make 2 changes, by the way. McNeil and Davis are gonna come on. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. I will say as well, very quickly, just in case you're only here for half time, thank you very much to GP, E20 Zone, Mad Hatter, Spamalot, E20 Zone, Danny, the Oxby, Just Matt, and Johnny Smith, all for the donations into the full-time fund. It is massively appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half is going to get underway in just a moment. There's a double substitution from Everton, none from West Ham. We have timer up in the top corner, which will tell you exactly how far behind you I am, or how far ahead of you I am in right now, so we can sort of try and sync up if possible at all. No changes for West Ham at half time, like I said, coming out the same half. You can't blame that. I think that's probably the right thing. They will be the team to kick off, though. Jared Bowen standing over the ball. Second half at the London Stadium about to get underway. West Ham United 2, Everton 0 is the scoreline. 45 minutes to go, and you'd imagine 45 minutes for Frank Lampard to save his job. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Time to run 2 things. All that good stuff. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, it helps us as a 3 people massively, I should say. It helps us all 3 massively. It makes everything possible. It makes what I do possible on this channel as well. So yeah, thank you. That's very kind of you to say, though, GP. Very kind of you to say. So just to check, Mikalenko and Coleman were the 2 who came off for McNeil and Davis. Interesting. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, Davis almost in the area. Ogbonna, full stretch, can't quite get the block. McNeil, Davis almost manages to get in there. He's got the ball again, fires it across the box. This is a great opportunity. Booted away. Pardon me, flipping it. From Declan Rice. Davis didn't cover the top, looking for Calvert-Lewin, can't find it. I'll be interested to see how they set up. Taking off their 2 wing backs for Davis and who's the other person who came on? McNeil. I don't know how they. Are you just playing 3 at the back and then you just sort of lobbing everyone else at it? Is that how it goes? I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out as it goes, but it feels a bit wild. 3-0, David goal for Danny. I'll tell you what, I would take it. Little zoom in on Danny Ings there as he's warming up. Banag! It's bang out of order. It's one of my. I love that joke so much. Just Tim Vine, man. Tim Vine is an absolute legend. I don't care what anyone says. Ugh. Alarm bells, alarm bells, alarm bells. McNeil's cross was awful there. They got into a fairly okay position for a cross. Not perfect, but Jesus Christ, that was bad. Are we playing well, says Matty? We're playing okay, Matty, I would say. We're not firing on all cylinders. We've done okay. The sort of last 10 minutes of that half, 15 minutes of that half were certainly much, much better. Opening half an hour was pretty iffy. But yeah, The last 15 minutes were pretty good. Bowen doing decently, getting into good spaces. Antonio doing well to provide for the second one. We're getting there. But we are being helped out massively by a god-awful Everton side who've just lost the ball out to Ben Rama there. Does well, takes a past one, lays it out wide to Jared Bowen. He's got Antonio in there. He's got Ben Rama in there. There was never really the space for him to get the ball across to her, and Everton could come away with the ball relatively calmly. Logan, my G, good to see you. Do you know how... Right, Logan, do you know... Let me explain to you what's happened. Here. Okay, so me and my girlfriend were talking about watching it. Right? We were like, oh, yeah, we should watch... New Last of Us come out. We both love the game. Her brother's never played the game. He's been coming over and playing the game. We've been playing the first one together through, because he's never played it. And didn't know anything about it, so getting to watch him experience the opening of that game was very fun. Here's what happened, though. Okay, what happened is we started to watch The Walking Dead. I don't know why. She has seen a lot of The Walking Dead, the vast majority of it. She stopped watching at some point. I think a lot of people did, to be fair. But I've never seen any of it. I think I'd seen the first episode, and that was it. I've read some of the comics. I've got like 5 of the graphic novels over there somewhere. So I've read some of them, but I'd never watched the TV show. So we started watching that instead. There's going to be a yellow card for Paqueta. So no, I haven't watched it yet. The plan is to watch it today. Will that happen? Honestly, I don't know. We might just end up watching more of The Walking Dead. It's the way it goes sometimes. A little niggly foul there from Paqueta on Onana. Just comes flying in from the side. He's had 1 or 2 warnings, I think, earlier in the game. So sort of a culmination of things there, picking up a yellow. Danny Ings is currently receiving instructions. The number 18 may be about to make his way onto the pitch. Lofted towards the back post. Ogbonna gets the head away from the Everton resulting free kick from deep. I mean, I don't know where Antonio is, but Bowen's making good making good haste there, trying to push it and press it all the way back to Pickford. I was about to say Rashford. Pickford, who just boots it. But I do think we'll be seeing Danny Ings in a moment. Episode 1 and 2 are epic. I assume you mean of Last of Us. If so, I can imagine so. I've heard nothing but great things. I'll be honest with you. Walking Dead is very good. Like I say, I've not really seen much of it, but I've only ever seen the first episode. But we watched the entire first series in about 2 days or something, which is rare for us, especially for me. I don't watch TV that much. It's very good. It's very easy to watch. Very easy to watch. It's weird. I still find it odd that they're brothers. I can't lie. I still find it odd that they're brothers. It just doesn't make sense in my head. But then again, that's like when I found out Jay Foreman and Beardy Man were brothers. That made no sense in my head. To be fair, I love them both though, so that's a bit different. But that was also weird, you know? I never played the game. I ain't watching the TV series. Play the game, Richard. I would highly recommend it. Last of Us 1, both of them, to be fair, both of them are incredible. But Last of Us 1 is genuinely one of my favourite games of all time. I think it's one of the best games of all time. I utterly adore Last of Us 1. I think 2 is absolutely incredible as well. But, yeah, definitely have a go. Carl! Laurie! There's this scene in that episode 1 where he's in the house and he's just like, Carl! Laurie! I've been doing it for like a day. Well, it depends. Look, it depends. They are supposedly being slightly different. So it depends. If you're into games, I would highly recommend playing them because I think they're absolutely brilliant. And then you can enjoy the TV show in a different way. If you want to watch the TV show, if you like TV shows, well, maybe watch the TV show first, you know? The game might then feel like an old tie-in, like when you'd play The Incredibles on PlayStation 2. Oh, Antonio tries to dink it over the top for Jared Bowen. He's there. Can't quite get the control. They're desperately trying to put... Oh, that's not bad to find... To be fair, not... No, he's offside. I felt like he might have just been offside. It was a nice idea, but didn't quite work out. Oh, Luke. Yes. It's a couple of days until the... I don't know if you're getting it, Luke. What is it? 7 days away? Something like that? Maybe 6 days away? I think it comes out next Friday. The Dead Space remake. I want it. Having said that, I still want to beat Callisto Protocol. That came out in December, which is basically Dead Space, you know. Yeah, I think this is why my girlfriend stopped watching, to be fair. But right now, we've just watched the first one, and it's brilliant. hooked away big from Emerson. Sean, I assume you're new around here. Bro, look, it happens. I'll be honest with you. It's West Ham versus Everton. There's not a whole bunch going on. I'll be honest with you. It's David Moyes' West Ham versus Frank Lampard's Everton. Trust me, when stuff happens, I talk about it. But when there is just a big malaise going on, which there has been at the moment, with not much going in, see a cross comes in there, nodded around a couple of times. Wobie, and ball in a decent... He's in the area with the ball, but with nowhere to go. Plays it back to Yerry Mina, who's going to cross the ball in. Nodded away. Do you know what I mean? It's one of these situations where it's David Moyes' Everton versus Frank Lampard's... David Moyes' West Ham. Slip of the tongue there. Versus Frank Lampard's Everton. I promise you, if something happens, I'll talk about it. And I do talk about the football as much as possible. You should have seen some of the watch-alongs earlier, Sean. You would have hated them. But, you know, when nothing's happening now, where it's just being passed around in the middle of the park, there's no point. Have a bit of interaction with the chat. That's what we're all here for. Watch the game together. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not bad pass to Bowen, to be fair. But Antonio just... is awful space. Bowen was in a good area there. He could have gone for the shot. And to be fair to him, to be fair to that, he did well. He maybe ran a bit far forward, but he did well. But Antonio could have done something there to create a bit of space. So could have Ben Rama. They both just ran in straight lines. It's like, bruv, a little bit something different there. We get a good opportunity. Ben Rama's got the ball on the left-hand side. You know? Or talk about a good... Sean, that's a hot take. Sean, what's your favourite computer game? I'm intrigued now, Sean. You've intrigued me here, my friend. Antonio trying something that was never going to work. Pickford collects it. It was a big one. Yeah, Sean, you've intrigued me. What would you class as if Last of Us isn't up there? Sean, you've intrigued. What could possibly be good? Great question, Manic. Great question. Cody seems set. It seems obvious to be Cody. Women, sir? I don't know. To be fair, I haven't seen the last 2 weeks of WWE. I've been a bit busy, and ill, and I've not been staying up late, so I've missed it all. But Cody seems just so obviously set for the men's. What do you think? Oh, that's a great ball by Wobie. He found himself... It was on the edge of the area. It was bouncing about. It looked like nothing to be on, a bit like normal Everton. And then Wobie, just out of nowhere, manages to find a really nice pass through. Dominic Calvert-Lewin can't quite get there at full stretch. It was a really nice idea from Alex Wobie there, to be fair. He has that in his locker, you know? He has that in his locker. Skyrim, best game? Oh, I can't disrespect that as an opinion, to be fair. Last player, Frog. Frogger's decent. To me, Frogger's a banger. Frogger's a banger. Shaun of the Dead is one of my favourite films. I was walking through couple of when was it? 2 months ago or something. I was walking through Crouch End in North London. My friend lives there, so I was walking through there, and I was walking back home. I just went, I'm just gonna go this way. I sort of just started walking in a direction to see what was going on, and accidentally, but it was the house from Shaun of the Dead, the roads and the corner shop and that. I walked past it and I was like, wild. Oh, again, that's awkward. It's fine. It's off to the side, but that was a scary moment for a second there. But just lofted ball forward again, for nothing in particular. It's been all Everton in the second half, by the way. All Everton. Laid short, Garner hits it. Oof. Wide. Playing God of War Ragnarok right now. Jealous. I need to get back in. Still haven't got there. I've just started Horizon Forbidden West. And I've been playing something called the Solitaire Conspiracy, which is so good. It has no right to be as good as it is for a solitaire game, but I'm loving every second of it. GoldenEye N64 for me, the OG. Classic, Mike. Absolute classic. Unreal soundtrack. I love that sound. Sean. Motorsport drifting, Horizon 5. Okay, look, Horizon's very good. Yeah. Football Manager 2023, Warframe, all sorts. Okay. Fair enough. That's fair. Sean, fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. I respect it. And you've got some good games in there. Football Manager, banger. Or where he plays it in, saved by Fabianski. Warhammer, never played, but I know some of my best friends absolutely adore it, so I respect that. Horizon, Forza, absolutely adore. So fair enough, Sean, fair enough. Or played quickly, but Jared Bowen, it's one of those ones where it comes back from the replay and Jared Bowen's about to be in the box, but it doesn't quite work out. Possession stats for the second half so far, 74% Everton. It really has been all Everton in this game. We've gone full David Moyes at this point. It screams 3-0 to me. It screams 3-0. Full David Moyes, not a single thing. The entire second half, bang. Ings comes on, gets the goal. You know, it just feels it. A masterpiece of a game. A masterpiece of a game. That is excellent facts. Love that. Love that. Dan and Jace from West Ham Fan TV. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was like Cockneys versus Zombies or something. I think they're zombies in that. They're like extras, zombies in that, I think. I think it's Cockneys versus Zombies. Might be wrong about that. You'd have to ask them. But Dan and Jace from West Ham Fan TV and, of course, Dan, Damo and Jace. Check it out. But yeah, you should ask them about it. Oh, such an itchy nose. Oh, look at the chat. The chat's just filling up with absolute bangers right now as my North Idaho TV network is bouncing about. He did. Both good finishes as well. Both good reactive on the final man finishes. Stuff you don't see him do very often at the moment. So I'm happy with Bowen's performance today. I mean, it's difficult to say you're unhappy with it when it's 2-0, but it's going well. Crazy Taxi. Oh, yeah. Oh, day after day, oh, homeless a wreck. Oh, yes. I want to play Crazy Taxi now, Scott. I flipping love Crazy Taxi. Oh, I'm going to have to listen to that after. All I Want by The Offspring. That's what it was. I'm just opening up a tab so I can type in All I Want The Offspring. So just so I can remember to listen to it at some point. You know? Absolute classic. Driver. Impossible opening mission, that tutorial, but a banging game. Asteroids. Wally coming through with the respect. And I the old school classics, and I respect it. Jet Set Willy. Hammer Time. Yes. You love to see it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is so good. Just disgustingly good. So was the first one. I love the first one as well. Free kick from Everton, about 35 yards away. It's going to be a cross in from Gray. Yerry Mina can't get his head onto it. It's hooked back across by Dwight McNeil. Onana can get his head onto it, but it's hooked away by Zuma, who seems to be moving a little bit better now and is still on the pitch, which suggests that it wasn't serious and it was just a knock, although terrifying experience. And it's all the way back to Iwobi in the centre circle. And Everton gets a reload and go again. It has been all them in this second half, though. Zuma again doing well just to get his head onto that, flailing in the air, but does well to get it. GoldenEye. Time Splitters was awesome. Time Splitters was great, man. The story, that moment, I don't want to say what it is for spoiler reasons, obviously, but that moment in Red Dead Redemption 2, oof. Hit and Run. Mate, Ray, they've just uploaded the soundtrack to Hit and Run on Spotify, and it's been on non-stop. If you watched Hamalytics this week on the Patreon, I was listening to the Hit and Run soundtrack the entire time. Quietly, so I could hear Jack, obviously. Halo 2. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to have to stop looking because at this point, I could legitimately just go, Ratchet and Clank! I could GTA, obviously classics. I could just go on about this forever. Time Splitters, I agree, Time Splitters 2 is more. I prefer Time Splitters 2 as well, Dean. But the Time Splitters games in general, I think are bangers. Supposedly coming back soon, which would be very exciting. I think Everton today has been fine, not bad, not great. You know, I don't think he's really done. I don't think he's done much. You know, I think the vast majority of our plays come down the right, and when one of the fullbacks has had it, it's him. I mean, he's done okay. It's not like he's done badly by any stretch of imagination. It's just not one of those games where he's done incredibly or anything. You know. Might try a speed run of Hit and Run this year. That'd be banging. I've seen a speed run of it recently. I might have seen it at ADGQ, but I can't remember. What the times are on it. It's probably doable. Although I think back to the end of that game, some of those missions at the end are so hard. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Get all the way to the end of the game and you have to speed run those last missions. I don't know if I can be asked. Good tackle from Ogbonna. Calvert-Lewin was getting into a fairly advanced position. Not dangerous, but advanced at least. Jack and Daxter, yes. It's going to be a corner, though. It's going to be a corner to Everton on the right-hand side. Jack and Daxter, yes. Red Faction 2. Red Faction Gorilla is a banger. It's a banger. Mate, you lot have just... Do you know what? You lot have just got good opinions is what I'm deciding. Do you know what I mean? I've not seen one dud mentioned in chat. You've all just mentioned classics, and I respect it. Right, it's going to be a cross in. Gray, nodded away by Lucas Paqueta. Their corner's apparently as bad as ours. As bad as us. As bad as ours. Gray tries to take it on again. Plays it in again. That time deals with it. Jared Bowen just trying to do anything to stop the ball. To stop Iwobi getting the ball. The header, though, ends up in the feet of Iwobi. You can play it all the way back to Pickford. Huge searching ball. Don't know who was that for. Dwight McNeil. Who manages to get hunted into fair play to... Lucas Paqueta, who I think's having a good game, to be fair. It's not the most incredible game you've ever seen him play, but he's doing well. He's getting about well. Emerson, nice 1-2 with Ben Rama. This is good. And he's got space ahead of him, Emerson. He has Antonio in just a position. He goes for it. Oh, hits the ball. Oh, Emerson. Emerson. Oh, my God. A lovely 1-2 by Emerson, but goes flying forward. He has loads of time and space. And again, Antonio just running in a straight line. Do anything, Antonio. Please, you can create some space for yourself. But to be fair, he's dragging the defenders with him. But he hits it, and Pickford pushes it onto the bar. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. It's gonna be a corner to West Ham. Oh, the North Idaho TV network. It skipped. It was a header. It went over. But my God, Emerson. I think he does. I'm not convinced by him. I'm not convinced by him personally, but I would be happy to see him get a run of games to see if I can become convinced by him. But I think fullbacks are fullbacks are my number one priority right now. I would have bought fullbacks before I would have bought strikers, if I'm being honest with you. Skamaka being injured out for a long time maybe moves that up the priority list. But personally, this window, I would have bought fullbacks before I would have gone for strikers. So that sort of shows where I'm at with what I think about the fullbacks. I think there needs to be a lot of work in that area. Flashback on my Atari 1040. Listen, the Atari stuff is just stuff I need to get more into. At some point, you'll see. I mean, I'm buying shelves, and they're gonna go here, and I'm gonna have all my consoles and games on it. And you'll see, I just have a crap ton. But the Atari stuff has just eluded me. Anything from like 85 onwards, yes, I'm here. I know. I understand. We're here. I know it. Before that, I'm a mess. Atari stuff, no clue. ZX Spectrum, something I need to find and sort of get more into it. God knows how to play it, you know. David Moyes Football Manager on PS1. To be fair, his tactics are from that long ago, to be fair. Donkey Kong Country games are awesome, and when they started redoing them and bringing them back on the Wii U stuff and on the Switch, it's good. Chris Kamara Street Soccer, I never played, although it's something I desperately want to. Bowen goes down. That's got to be a free kick, surely. Yeah, free kick against Tarkowski. That's got to be. That's as obvious as day is long. James Tarkowski's going to get a yellow card there. I never played it, but it's something I've wanted to for a long time. Yeah, there are bells available if we want them. I mean, obviously we're 2-0 up. I don't know if anyone wants it, but if the people call for it, then yes. Nicola is speaking my language. Hitman are one of my favourite series. The 3 Hitman games that just came out, Hitman 2 and Hitman 3, the ones that came out since 2016, I think was the first one. I think Hitman World came in 2016. It's 3 of the best games I've ever played. I love Hitman. FIFA Street, especially the old ones on PS2. Especially 1 and 2 on PS2. Absolute screamers. 3 was okay, although a bit different and not really what I was vibing. The PS3, Xbox 360 one that came out, the 4th one, was alright, but again, not quite the level of the PS2 ones, but still good. Antonio, okay, not quite. I got a bit stuck there between like 8 different things. My brain just sort of switched off a little bit. Goal kick from Everton. They take quickly, although nice pressing forces them into rash passing. And again, we just instantly win it back. Bowen finds Ben Rama, who's going to try and shape to shoot or do something. I tell you what, Yerry Mina does well there. Ben Rama couldn't find a way around him. A couple of step overs, but Yerry Mina just gets in and stops it there. Sufal battling for that. But again, we come away with a ball. Again, if you put them under a little bit of pressure like this, they crumble. Well, that was a nice turn. Piquet just trying to stop him, and Onana does well to turn there. Into the path of Ghana Gay, who's going to have to get back up. Still annoyed he didn't win a free kick. Just get up, bro. It's not that deep. McNeil finds Iwobi well, to be fair. Oh, that was a really good opportunity for Everton, but they let it go. Iwobi lays it short out wide to Mario Gray, who's wide on this left-hand side. Oh, fired it across. Was looking for Calvert-Lewin, but it's hooked away from Angelo Ogbonna. But I tell you what, Everton are stepping up a little bit here. Fun fact, Castle of Illusion was one of the first games I ever played. I have a Sega Master System 2. That was my nan's originally. And Castle of Illusion was the first game I ever played. And I could never beat the first, 2 levels. It infuriated me. Now as an adult, I can just go... But, back then, I could not deal with that. And I don't know why. I could not know why. Everton are piling on the pressure here. But again, like I said, every time you push them even a little bit, they sort of crumble with their passing. It's not very good whatsoever. And so if we could just push them a little bit more, it'd be potentially a perfect situation, but we're just not going for it. I think I just heard the word double change. I think I just heard him say the words double change, potentially for West Ham. We'll see how it goes. Everton playing the ball around. Again, bad pass, just straight. How many misplaced passes have they done today? Straight into the path of Declan Rice, who finds Ben Rama. Out wide to Bowen, who's not got many options, although run at James Tarkowski. He's on a yellow, and I'll be honest with you, he looks like he could get sent off. Dwight McNeil there, that's again just clumsy as all heck. Clumsy as all heck from Dwight McNeil. It won't be yellow because it's his first thing, but my God. Especially with Jarrod Bowen doing his classic 10-mile run backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, he's about to be introduced. 2 changes for West Ham. Thomas Souček being the other one we'll get to. But first of all, Danny Ings making his way onto the pitch for his debut for Michail Antonio. Michail Antonio, who this week was somewhat outspoken on a podcast. Maybe saying some things he probably shouldn't have. About, stuff. Just a bit of I don't know, just some comments he maybe shouldn't have made. But not super useful ones. He comes off in place of Danny Ings. Secondly, Lucas Paqueta coming off for Thomas Souček. The game is getting bitty and they are getting on top of him. So I understand the idea of bringing on Thomas Souček. Combative midfielder. Maybe be able to play a little bit of little and large with Danny Ings potentially. Give us that long out ball forward. Nod it down towards Danny. Get him in and around. I understand it. Do I agree with it? I don't know, but I understand it. But Danny Ings, I think, is good. Antonio's been looking tired for a while. Not really getting into the game and affecting it at all at this point. So I'm not against bringing on Danny Ings. We'll see what he has to offer. The now highest paid player at the club, which is a bit ridiculous. If we're being perfectly honest, I haven't really spoken about the Danny Ings transfer too much. I haven't mentioned it on Twitter. I haven't really spoken about it anywhere. I'll have a conversation with it on Two Spanners, I guess. I'm not hyped about it, is all I'll say. But if he can come in and get the goals, that's what we need right now. And he is a goal scorer. Good tackle there from Agard there. Just the interception. Stop that one while I'm going forward. Apparently, he's on 120 grand a week. He was on 120 at Aston Villa, and whether he got a pay rise or not, I would doubt given his age, but apparently he's on 120-ish. Jen's saying 110. Yeah, that makes sense. So somewhere in that figure. Feels like a mistake to pay someone who first time on the ball gets fouled. We'll take that. It feels a mistake to pay that much money per week for someone who's the wrong side of 30, who in an ideal situation isn't even our first choice striker. Do you know what I mean? But we're, listen, again, like I said, if he comes and he gets the goals, that's all we need him for. That's all we need him for. And listen, sure, he's not on a super long-term deal. I think it's only 2.5 years. Comes in, we could do well for this 6 months, maybe next season, get some money, get a little bit of money for him or whatever. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I think if he comes in and gets the goals, then it's worth it, is my opinion. It's not the most ideal transfer, but it's one that can really help us going forward. So, passing it around relatively nicely, Everton, but in tight spaces in a bad area to be doing it for a team who've been really poor at passing, but they've managed to do it well and get it away. Ben Rama does well there. Oh, what a turn. Really nicely done. And it finds Declan Rice. He's got Danny Ings next to him. Danny Ings makes this. He made a space and Declan Rice carries it on. Oh! It's wide. It's wide. Oh. He should have found Danny. Oh, my body's kicking off now. He should have found Danny Ings. It was really nicely done by Saïd Ben Rama. And Rice just storms forward. Danny Ings made a nice run, but Declan Rice for some reason goes for it. And I don't know why he did. He should have laid it short to Danny. He does well though, and with his weak foot, just plays it across. It's through the legs of Pickford and goes wide. It would have been incredible, but he should have found Danny. Flipping, that was close. Sorry, my body's now kicking into gear. The illness is hitting me. Got the nose. I'm coughing. I'm tired. It's all happening. Cool Borders. I loved Cool Borders from PS1. I think we had Cool Borders 2 or 3. I don't remember which one, but I loved it. I've looked it back and like, it's a problem, Lewis. It's a problem. I liked it. I looked at reviews like recently and people said it was bad, but I remember liking it back in the day. Do you remember SSX Tricky? SSX Tricky was an absolute screamer of a game. PS2? Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Oh, good tackle again. Yes. Oh, no. No, he's done a great tackle and he's gone down injured instantaneously. No. Please tell me it's just cramp. It looks like it might just be cramp. Please. I can't deal with this again. It's the same situation as, what was it, Rangers, whoever it was? Where when he went down and he did a great tackle and then instantly got injured. Jesus Christ, terrifying. Oh, this is a good opportunity. Ben Rama tries to find Bowen in the space. He finds Bowen, but the control couldn't quite come to him quickly and Everton can fight it away. Danny Ings getting involved in the defensive work. You love to see it there, but... Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was a good game. Those two, the 1+2 remake that came out recently are really good. I got those on PlayStation Plus a couple of months ago. I think it was. They're really good. Also, for someone who said, am I PlayStation or Xbox? I have both. I mean, I don't have the new Xbox yet. That's the one thing I don't have is the new Xbox yet. I have a PlayStation 5, but I don't have the new Xbox yet. So yeah, but technically I'm happy with both. One of my favourite games is Fable. One of my other favourite games is The Last of Us. Do you know what I mean? Balance. No foul against Ben Bauer from Yerry Mina, who then comes across and chats a bunch of stuff to him. I'll be honest with you, I do like Yerry Mina, and I do like I do like his just unnecessarily aggressiveness. You know, he's such a prick, but I kind of love it. And he goes down. Ben Rama goes down under the challenge from Yerry Mina there. And it's no foul. Yerry Mina then lays the ball off, walks across to Ben Rama, who's still on the floor, and starts just screaming at him. Good tackle from Jared Bowen. Apparently that's a foul. He thinks not. I thought not as well, but apparently that's a foul. He's just told him, the referee's telling Bowen to calm down because he reacted really emphatically there. I mean, it was a big... he dives in. I'm not gonna lie. He does take the ball, but he does dive in. DC Universe Online, I've never played. I can't. I've never been able to find a MMO that I can like get on board with. The closest I've ever was RuneScape when I was younger, but I've never been able to find one. Although my girlfriend says that Star Wars Old Republic is incredible. I need to. I'm gonna watch it in the next couple of days. By the next stream, I will have. But yeah, my girlfriend, huge into SWOTOR at one point. She swears by it. Looking for a big hook towards Jared Bowen. North Idaho TV Network. This has to stop in that specific second, annoyingly. Hit the reload. Thankfully, it skips back about 20 seconds, so we'll get to see the ball. Big hook from Agard, looking for Bowen. Can't quite find it. Nodded down from Tarkowski. Good tackle, not Thomas Suchek, sorry. Vladimir Suva. Going to be thrown to Everton on the left-hand side. About 12 minutes left. There's going to be another double substitution coming for West Ham. Flynn Downs and Ben Johnson are both on the side. Pokemon Puzzle is decent. I'll tell you what, some of those spin-off Pokemon games are decent. That Mystery Dungeon, they're not bad, you know. They're not bad. But SSX Tricky is just... Chance of you getting sacked in the morning from the home fans towards Frank Lampard there with 10 minutes to go. I mean, again, if there ever was a team that would gleefully, if there was a fan base that would gleefully enjoy the precarious position of Frank Lampard and beating him to get him sacked, it would be West Ham. If we're being honest about it, it just would be, wouldn't it? We are fully sat off at this point. Iwobi tries to play it in. Good interception and then hooked away from Agard, but with no real accuracy. Anana just nods it down to Yerry Mina, who then gets pushed over by Danny Ings, much to the enjoyment again of the home fans. Yerry Mina not endearing himself to the London Stadium at all. So when he gets pushed over there by the new boy, who everyone's very keen on, way was the chant. Ben Johnson comes on for Emerson. Emerson comes off. Didn't look super hyped about it, Emerson there. He walked off. And Saeed Ben Rama coming off for Flynn Downs. As I'll be honest, all attacking intent is disappearing. If you were concerned about Danny Ings, getting being isolated before, we've brought on Flynn Downs for Saeed Ben Rama. Yes. Possession does not win matches. Look, you're not wrong. I tell you what, I'd never played Paperboy until I got it on my iPhone in like 2012 or something. They released a version on that. Banging soundtrack. Do you know what I mean? I could sing it forever. Proper the rapper, yes. Kick punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I think you'll find the things I'll teach you are sure to beat you, but nevertheless you get a lesson from teacher. Come on now. Down the line, Ben Johnson has a bit of space there, whips it across, no one there. Oh, Flynn Downs almost getting on top of it. Be interested to see whether Flynn Downs takes up his customary new attacking winger position under David Moyes, or whether he'll be playing as a sort of central midfielder. And at the moment, he seems to be ahead of Declan Rice and Thomas Suchek, but we'll see. Dwight McNeil charging down the left-hand side to flex up off Sufal, and it's hooked away from Ogbonna. Declan Rice calmly just trying to let that go, but can't quite. Onana picks up the ball from him. Iwobi finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin as they try to attack down the right-hand side here. Everton. Declan Rice, good tackle there to take it away from Iwobi. And Ben Johnson hooks it away. Not a single person, even in the middle third of the pitch, let alone in their final third. Not even in the middle third was there a single person there. We are in full defensive mode, which, you know, you have to respect to some extent. We're 2-0 up in a relegation 6-pointer. You know, Danny Ings there collects the ball. Big boot, looking for Jarrod Bowen. That's really nice. Can he complete the hat-trick? This would be beautiful. Can't quite get the shot away. Cody gets a good block in with his right foot. I'll tell you what, fair play, Jordan Pickford there. Jordan Pickford's trying to get Jarrod Bowen in trouble there. I tell you what, Jordan Pickford does well, and in his position, I'd probably be doing the exact same thing. Him and Jarrod Bowen flying towards the ball, which was rolling out, both go sliding in. I understand what Jordan Pickford's there doing. I personally wouldn't do it. I personally would do it in that situation. I disagree with him, but yeah. Final Fantasy VII, the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played. Somehow, one of those series that's always just passed me by. And it's a banger. 7 is a banger. Again, lots of banging songs in that as well. Toe Jam and Holy Hearts, another unreal sound. Toe Jam and Earl has an incredible soundtrack, as does Earthworm Jim. Holy Hearts is bringing some bangers in here. So is Luke. Earthworm Jim, House of the Dead, with the gut. Yes. Abe's Scott B's coming through with Oddworld. I should have been wearing my Oddworld t-shirt. I'm fuming. Abe's Odyssey is a screamer. I love it. Five minutes plus stoppage time to go. Still 2-0. I'll be honest with you, they're not going to score. I'm very confident they aren't going to score. They haven't seemed capable of scoring the entire time. They've looked a lot better in the second half, but that's because we've done nothing in the second half. So I would not be surprised if they don't score here. I'm very confident. Ball gets played in. Bono cooks away. Go on, Danny. Danny Ings instantly trying to charge down Yerry Mina. Who's ball? Jarrod Bowen pushing Pickford, who has to play it back to Yerry Mina. I tell you what, Everton have done okay there under a bit of pressure, but again, Iwobi just passes it straight to Rice. Ings goes down under the challenge. It's okay. Mark, honestly, mate, if you'd seen, I'll be honest with you, if you once it happens and you see my video game collection, you'll realize why. Like, it was, I collect them, so I've played a hell of a lot. And I have every console from 1985 onwards, apart from like 3, I think. I haven't got the new Xbox. I haven't got there's a Sega one in the middle I'm missing. I think there's 2 Sega ones I'm missing. But like, I've got an NES, an SNES, an N64, a GameCube. All cross header can't quite make it work. A Wii, a Wii U, a Switch. I've got a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Got a PSP, got a PlayStation Vita, got Xbox, the original, got Xbox 360, got Xbox One, need the new one. I've got Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Micro, DS. I used to have the fat one, but I don't have that anymore. Now I just have a DS Lite, DSi, 3DS, 3DS XL. like I have a lot. So like, when you say there's not a lot. I've got a PC. Yeah, it's sort of A-Top Lads, Paul. Look that one up. There's stuff on there that's me playing games. That's the idea with it long term. I'm not sure exactly when or how that's going to come out, but it will come out at some point. That's sort of on the end of January cards for me at the moment. It's sort of trying to figure that stuff out. whipped in, nodded away from Ogwana again. But A Top Lad on YouTube is my gaming account and Waterloo Road videos currently. You know how it goes. Bowen looking for a 1-2 with Ings, gets the block. It's going to be a throw into West Ham in Everton's half. Just over 2 minutes of 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. I've been liking Ings' work in this game. I was just to say I have 3 PlayStation 2s. 2 PlayStation 3s. You know. Long throw from Johnson goes straight to Everton because, again, we are the worst team for throw-ins. We might as well just give them the ball. Outrun on Sega, classic. What's the song I love in Outrun? The one that's like I can't remember what it's called when you select the song at the beginning. Banger. 67% possession, Everton all game, but we've had 11 shots, they've had 5. I mean, again, it's that thing where we just haven't had to have possession of the ball. It's just worked out for us. Trying to power down the line, Dwight McNeil does end up playing it in, but deflected straight into the hands of Lucas Fabianski. Calm as you like. Pick up Waterloo Road. I've only watched 2 episodes of the new series, which is a disgrace from me. Civilizate foul. Yes, foul. I love Civilization. I love XCOM as well. Same developers. Incredible. I am a Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil. Resident Evil 4 is my favourite. It's probably my favourite game of all time. It's between that and Fable 2. And I go back and forth. And Crash Team Racing. I go back and forth. But Resident Evil, I love Resident Evil. I'm so excited for the 4th remake that's coming out. And I play them all. I love Resident Evil. They're awful and brilliant. It's the best. It's the best. Jill. It might be good if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you. I can quote so much things from those games. You know? Where's everybody going? Bingo? Ugh. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you. Your right hand comes off? Ah! Just bangers after bangers. Iwobi on the right-hand side trying to find a way in. It's not a bad cross, but over the top of everyone. It's going to land at Danny Ings, who's full force defending. By the way, the only person who's even vaguely forward from these opportunities is Jared Bowen. Even Danny Ings is back on the defence. I don't know if that's going to be a goal kick or a corner. I think it was going to be a goal kick. Fabianski was claiming it. Either way, Souček is down. We've got 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. At this point, I will ask you all for your man of the match. We haven't done it a lot recently because we've been quite crap. You almost became a Jill sandwich. Yes. Yes, XFM. Destruction Derby 2. I remember playing that massively on the PS2. I was literally having a conversation with my girlfriend about this the other day. Sorry. Everyone, if you haven't already, lob your man of the match in the chat. Whoever gets the most amount of votes will get the win. It's no science around here. Science is not your god around here. Just pure vibes. I scroll down. Whoever I see the most of will get the award of Hammer's chat man of the match. While you're down there, thank you very much for everyone who've watched today. It's been all right today. We've had a fun time. We had a big old conversation about games. Screamer of a song. One of the best songs in video games ever. Like, you could just listen to it forever. It's so good. And then a bit in the game where you're climbing up the ladder and it just plays. Oh. Anyway. Thank you very much for coming. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Like the video. All of that good stuff. Hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because the only West Ham channel last season we did a watch along for every single game without fail. We are 30 likes off 600. And there are 600 of you in here right now. So I'll tell you what, just a quick 30 likes maybe? I don't know. We'll see. But make sure to subscribe and stick around because Gonzo will be live for a joyous, potentially, full-time review in just a few moments after the game. We've got a minute left until then. But let's have a scroll through your Man of the Match awards. A game whose cover is like etched in my brain with like the ball and stuff, but I've never played. But that cover is like in my brain, like at all times. Bowen, I assume you're talking about the game as opposed to nominating for man of the match, but fair. Hail to the king, baby. Bowen has to be Annie. Annie, are you okay? Big Annie Ings. I actually genuinely don't know this, Val. I'll need to look into this because I have no idea what that is. Doom's Classic and you want bang as well. Bowen, Annie, Bowen, Frank Lampard, Bowen. Look, it was never going to be anyone else, was it? Congratulations to Jared Bowen on winning the Hammers Chat Man of the Match Awards. Literally non-stops, apart from Leo Carl. Bowen or Agard. Bowen, Lampard, Bowen. The full-time whistle was gone. The full-time whistle was gone, and it is 2-0 to West Ham, and I'll be honest with you. You got to say goodbye to Frank Lampard probably after that. You would suspect it's going to be bye-bye Frank Lampard. You can't imagine not. We actually won a game indeed, Adam. Shock. I can't believe it either. Yeah, subscribe to A-Top Lad if you want. I mean, I might do videos. That's probably where the big gaming videos will lie when they start. Like I said, it's probably going to be end of January, early February because I'm ill and I've got stuff to do. But that's the aim. And there's a banging Waterloo Road video on there, so what more could you want? But thank you all for joining me. It's been an absolute... I'll tell you what. It has been time to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of gum. Oh, just the 90s, isn't it? If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like the video, all of that good stuff. We will be back for the next game with 4 off 600. Thank you very much, everyone. We've flown with likes, so thank you very much. Other things to say thank you to. Thank you very much to GP, E20 Zone, Mad Hatter, so Spamalot, E20 Zone. Subscribe if you haven't to James already, by the way. You've got to be getting on top of that. Danny, the Oxby, Just Matt, Johnny Smith, all of their donations into the full-time fund. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go and check out Gonzo's live review, which will be live in just a few moments on this very channel. Until then, until next week when we'll be back for the next one. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend. Now we've won. What a time to be alive. And I will see you soon. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye. I'll tell you what, I'll lob that up. I haven't done that for a while. See you later, everyone. Bye. Bye.